Hey, and welcome to the EU side of things for the PS4 tournament's monthly finals. So we're going to be talking about BB Tag today. I'm the Ebonic Plague, and I am joined by Raph once again this month. You guys saw him last month, and now back at it again. Raph, I am very happy to see you. How you doing?
I'm elated to see you too, and happy to kick off January 2021 with some amazing BlazBlue cross tag battle action. You know, continuing the trend we've seen from the PlayStation Open Series some months before, and check out this recap to see how it went down.
The European BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle December monthly final started off hot, with French Whispers making a clutch adjustment, switching to Seth and Hilda after round 1 to defeat Jaju J in 5 games.
French Whispers just needs one more hit here. The unblockable does it! The unblockable!
Our next quarterfinal saw November champion King Rasta hand a straight set loss to Squall the Blade. Then Lolaire sent Mr. Rowanism to the lower bracket with a 3-1 win.
Astral, let's go!
This might be the first Astral I've seen in the Open Series. We finally get to see it here at the end of the year. Yang finishing it off.
We finished off the quarterfinals with Cax looking absolutely unbeatable, taking it 3-1 over Zero Raziel.
Yang is almost dead. Noel is going to take a ton and cut for it.
Yo! Super into...
Oh my god.
Oh my god, the mortars!
Next up, it was King Rasta versus French Whispers. Despite a good comeback to take the second round, French Whispers Seth Hilda proved too much for King Rasta, and the November champion was sent to the lower bracket, where Rasta would be eliminated by Mr. Rowanism, which was played off-stream. Then in our second upper bracket semifinal, Cax continued his stellar play by showing his mastery of Aegis and Elizabeth.
Take him to the wall.
Moment of truth. Here we go on the DHC.
Put him in a coffin.
Our upper bracket final featured Cax versus French Whispers. After Cax took the first 2 games handily, French Whispers tried switching to Seth Hilda again, but this time it was not as powerful, as Cax took it 3-0, moving on to the grand final. In the lower bracket, we saw a rematch of Mr. Rowanism versus Lolaire. Mr. Rowanism fought valiantly, swapping out Hilda for 9 and getting it to a game 5, but Lolaire's Ruby Yang was too difficult to beat, and Mr. Rowanism's day was over in the Open Series as Lolaire moved on to the lower bracket final to face French Whispers. French Whispers continued to show his handle on different characters as he brought out an old team in Adachi Yumi and defeated Lolaire 3-1 to earn a place in grand finals to get his rematch versus Cax. Cax continued his hot streak into the grand final, taking the first 2 games with simple, clean gameplay. A key hit with Hilda in the 3rd round brought a spark for French Whispers, but Cax rebounded to take game 4 and the December monthly final crown.
There's the coffin! Great reaction! This is gonna do it!
That's it! It's double super! Let's go! Cax takes it!
PlayStation.
And you guys saw what had happened in the previous month right there, but we're talking about this month, the week of January, all the way through 4 weeks in a row. Mr. Rowanism show, I believe 5-0 every single time. You guys saw him in the recap, but Mr. Rowanism this time showing up a lot stronger than previously.
Yeah, turned it up a notch. You know, made some adjustments to his team. You know, used to have still rocking the Hilda, but now with the Seth Hilda, and you're seeing the improvement and consistency from that. So just very impressive play there for Mr. Rowanism to get to this point, and why he's the top seed in that bracket you see here in the PlayStation 4 Tournament's Open Series.
Yeah, and you guys will notice a lot of these names are very normal here in the Open Series top 8s for you. You know, the Zero Raziel, Alicia, Zaveed, PBL, Haterino. PBL also being known as either P-Blade or French Whispers, for those of you who just watched that recap, right? So was in grand finals previously. Haterino, Cax, who was our last monthly champion of the year, and then Jaju J right there. That's gonna be that's probably gonna be the match to watch for the very start of our open series today. Cax versus Jaju Kakuja J, absolutely gonna be just the match to set the tone for the day. I think that's how we'll figure out what today is going to be like, is the result of that match.
I think so. We'll see. With Mr. Rowanism's like strength going into it, and puts himself in a good position to get a nice part of the monthly prize. You see there, first place with $400, second $300, third $200, and fourth $100. All these players just wanting to at least get to that fourth place spot, take a little bit of change and bring it home. And the higher you get, the more you get. So it becomes money matches really on the way up there. $100 money match once you hit, at fourth place spot at least. So that's a little bit of pressure, right? But if you yourself want to take advantage of that and put yourself in a position to win some awesome prizes, you can check out the link below at compete.playstation.com, enter and play in the weekly tournaments to qualify for the monthly finals so you can compete against such amazing players as you saw in the bracket just earlier.
Yeah, and so just got to remind you guys that when you go to compete.playstation.com, not only is it your one-stop shop, but you do got to check the rules out, because to make it to one of these monthly broadcasts, to see one of these opponents that you're seeing in this bracket or anything like that, to see that kind of prize pool, you have to make it through one of the weekly qualifiers that we earlier talked about. Mr. Rowanism going 5-0 in every week, right? So, I mean, hey, maybe you're that person who can go 5-0. Maybe when you watch this, you're like, I can definitely do that, right? And you want to make it to one of these open series broadcasts. So yeah, compete.playstation.com.
And speaking of making it to the monthly finals, one thing we didn't really talk about, but I'd say not a glaring oversight, but something that felt lacking, is there was no King Rasta in the bracket. This is one of the few months, if only one of the only months, that he has not made it to the top 8. Typically, like he had a 4 tournament win streak.
Almost a 4. Almost a 4
really
tournament
was like
win streak.
3 in a row. Could have got the 4th, but Cax, then French Whispers stopped that. But this time, and I'm not too sure, did he not compete? Did he get knocked out earlier?
So from what I remember was checking the bracket, he didn't even compete in any of the weeklies as well. So we just haven't seen him at all this month. Maybe next month, sometimes you got to take a break, right? Like King Rasta was playing month after month after month all of last year. Maybe just take 1 month off,
Hey, let some other people shine. I know. I respect it. If we're going to have an interesting, tournament to go through with that, I'm sure all the players breathe a sigh of relief knowing that the king is not preceding these events here. So it makes me even more interested to see how everything plays out with such a key player not being involved.
Yeah, well, the current royalty set right now is Mr. Rowanism. Obviously we talked about the 5-0s and things like that. Going to be going up against Zero Raziel, the Noel player that a few of you have probably seen here in the open series a couple of times. Hasn't really had that breakout performance, but is making it to the top 8, so very clearly strong enough, right? Zero Raziel right there coming out of Germany. We got a lot of repeat countries, actually, this time around, But, yeah, so going to see that Noel Yang. These are 2 characters that a lot of people consider to be pretty gorilla, to be swinging as much as possible, pretty much.
Well, their goal is going to be, right? They want to get in your face. They want to break through your defense and apply that pressure with like Noel's high-low game, with Yang's ability to just force her way through. And Mr. Rowanism, you see here, making the plays with Seth, Hilda. So this is Hilda being a character that could be very strong against what Zero Raziel is bringing to the table. So we have a really good full screen presence, but then you have the ability for Seth to complement the team and play from a distance, but get in your face just as fast as anybody. Only one character is faster than him, and that's like Yosuke. So
Yosuke is the fastest character in the game.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things of like you have a team that's really well balanced in a lot of aspects. So I'm excited to see how Zero Raziel can match up and try to break through Mr. Rowanism and his squad.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys saw the win ratio right there for Mr. Rowanism. 21-0. 21-0. This is only the first month, too. And that's kind of a statement to make for the first month.
And who's going to break the streak? That's the thing. Is he going to keep it going? Can he finish January without dropping a single game? Could you imagine? I mean, that's unheard of in any kind of event or in especially any series, right? So we'll see. Starting with game 1.
So I don't think even Cax or King Rasta has done that before. So I mean, if Mr. Rowanism could be the first, that would be wild. But so we're gonna have to see how he plays around the Noelle invincibility, because that's one thing that a lot of people end up having trouble with, is dealing with that, right? Not looking like too much of a factor right now, as he's gonna get the knockdown on Yang, trying to set up the sandwich. Okay, Yang gets away for just a moment. Oh, the hit, but no full conversion again.
Okay, gets a hit, going to the air, gonna bring it back down, and we're gonna take it to the corner here. So you got Mr. Rosen there. Oh, with the uppercut, but you had the assist there from Noelle to back it up. Gonna seal it with a little more damage here, get the knockdown. What's the setup?
The basic Yang pressure right now. Trying to back off, was maybe looking for reversal action, but instead Hilda's just gonna get out for free, and Yang is more than likely, no, he's gonna get burst back in time. Oh no.
Gets a big punish on there. Seth avoiding the burst there from Noelle. Gonna get that knockdown, and look how much Yang is bleeding. Oh, and
yeah, I don't know about calling that Yang. I don't know about calling that Yang. She could just die from any stray hit.
Speaking of stray hits,
oh, there it is!
Comes through, and there Yang goes down to one of the best assists in the game.
Hilda 4P, big old stop sign, covers about 3/4 of the screen. Takes forever to start up. Takes a really long time to start, but once it starts, it covers the whole screen. It props you up incredibly high, makes it really easy for that player to get a combo off of. It's kind of everything you want, really.
It is ridiculous, and you know, applying it in a team like Seth Hilda, right? With Seth so good at being able to body swap, body hop, and cross up, and then you have the active switch capabilities too. So it's super scary, utilized correctly, and that's a big part of running Seth point, right? You get that pressure going with that Hilda 4P. And then once you get that knockdown, bring Hilda out, have Hilda at a distance, and just control the pace from there. I think there's nothing better in a game like BB Tag than having the life lead and controlling the pace of the match.
Oh, wow, low profile the jump in. That seemed pretty deliberate, because he had gone directly towards that sweep, like even before Yang landed on the ground. Oh, gonna get the throw active switch, easy combo conversion here.
Yeah, beat the push block, it looked like. So very smart, throwing that throw out to make Zero Raziel waste a bar, keeping the sandwich going.
Semblance activated, meteors are out just to try and stop that, and it does exactly that. Gonna be able to defeat the burst as well.
Yeah, Noelle burst just coming straight from the sky. Makes it a little bit weak in that sense, so it's very easy to avoid because she's just coming down in a straight line like that. And there's that full screen sandwich pressure. Gonna find the super here. There goes Noelle down. And now all down to Yang.
By your side. Yeah, and he does not have too much in the way of resonance levels. He's only at resonance level 2, and Yang is gonna have to just gorilla her way in. Otherwise, yeah, she's gonna be dealing with those incredibly far-reaching normals from Hilda, and it's gonna be super hard to get through. But Mr. Rowanism kind of showing what we were expecting at this point, I would say.
No, yeah, for sure. He's got a great handle on the matchup. His Hilda play is top-notch because Hilda's been his mainstay character. For the entire time that he's been competing in the PS4 Open Series. And just, that Seth is that cherry on top here. But I do like that option against Yang, especially. Hilda having all these great multi-hit buttons in neutral. Just being able to, even if Yang armors through, keeping her frozen in place, being able to react entirely from that. So he's playing the matchup extremely well, in my opinion.
It's going to be up to Zero Raziel to pull out all the stops at this point, because now, Mr. Rowanism on set point. Going to get the overhead on that one. Not a big amount of damage, and that's kind of one of the weaknesses of Noelle is, yeah, she's got those invincible attacks and things like that get really difficult to deal with if you don't know what's going on. But when she hits you, she doesn't really do a whole lot of damage, but that's where Yang comes in.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yang just adding that cherry on top, especially with bar, right? So the goal is always kind of to get Yang in. I don't know if Noelle really kind of allows that a lot. And big hit!
Got both characters!
There,
and that's gonna kill Seth!
Punched off the screen, and now Zero Raziel making a statement here, trying to bring this game back. Goes right under the normal. Couldn't get the full conversion though.
Yeah, I think right there, Zero Raziel specifically wanted to use the invincibility of the B normals there from Noelle, but hadn't hit the ground just yet. It's going to be able to defeat the reversal action, and this is already looking like Mr. Rowanism's first game lost, maybe? No! Drops the combo.
Wait a minute.
Oh my goodness,
here.
if he comes
Get
back.
that full extension. Wait, okay, the burst connects, so nice tech on the grab. So any errant hit will take down Hilda. Oh, that's gonna get caught. No, didn't have the
Yeah,
meter
doesn't have
to
bar.
go for the burning gold. Getting hits here. This is
Oh my
gonna be
goodness,
close.
no
Can
way.
take down Yang with the super. Okay, that's one character. That's one character. Noelle's healed up a lot. Noelle has resonance available. She's gonna come in, have to block. No. But still
He's on a
push.
big screen. He got the hit right here. He has no bar to kill, though. Unfortunately, right there for Mr. Rowanism. Zero Raziel still staying alive. There's full screen normals coming out. It's the low! And with a pixel and a dream, Mr. Rowanism keeps the 0 game losses on deck.
Oh my goodness. The little ankle bite to end it there. Everything was looking up Zero Raziel, that big burning gold to take down Seth. But Hilda runs wild, still not giving up any control of the match. You know, she was set free, and the big whiff on the reversal action, that big uppercut coming out of Hilda. And you saw potential to finish it there, but she just broke out, and that was just, you know, murder she wrote.
Yeah, you guys are going to see right here just how difficult it really was for Zero Raziel to navigate the screen on top of that. Like the Hilda normals were just stopping any forward movement, got the counter hit right there. This is where it seemed like things were going great for Zero Raziel. Got, you know, just like you said, got that Seth, and then the Yang gets clipped by the meteors. Double super, that's 4 bars just to kill that Yang, but clearly worth it. Zero Raziel's Noelle comes in, and one low right here when he wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, just trying to hop around and make their way in, but the patience there from Mr. Rowanism, picking his spots, his hit rate on those lows super high, and advancing to the next round undefeated. No games lost still, just that record stands pristine. How about that?
Well, you know, the further we're going to go into this bracket, the harder it is for that to remain a fact, right? Because obviously the further into the bracket is, the stronger the opponent gets. So I don't know if they'll be able to keep that up. But we haven't seen Cax or King Ross to do it, and those are the only 2 people who have ever won any of these monthly finals for EU side.
That's true. That's true. But this is a new year. This is a new Mr. Rowanism, so good stuff to them so far. You know, as they send Zero Raziel to the lower bracket. And we're moving on, you know, getting our next match set up as Alicia Starlight versus Zaveed will be coming up. So Alicia Starlight representing the Republic of Cyprus. So they will be playing in here. So they're not a new name to these events. So it's always nice to see them competing, especially with the Heart Adachi. And Heart, really unique and fun character coming from the Arcana Heart series. Adachi, you know, one of the best characters and the best assist toolkit coming in this game since he's been released. A character that many have adopted and many have hated. But, you know, the results stand true for how much he, you know, gives to a team.
Yeah, no, there's nothing that this character doesn't bring, I'm pretty sure. Super strong. On the other side, though, Zaveed, one of the few players left still rocking that Hazama right there. You see Hazama Seth, but there's also the backup characters that we've seen so far from Zaveed. I believe one of them was Susanoo, but I mean, it's always Hazama, right? I pretty much can bet money on Zaveed playing Hazama. Even if there is a character switch, Hazama's probably staying. I don't remember if I've seen any other character replace Hazama at any other point in time, but hey, you know, it could happen. Could happen.
Okay, so we're getting the Seth Adachi out of Alicia. So Heart is staying on the bench right now. That is a sub team that we've seen before from them. So, you know, that's not a bad pick at all. You saw what Seth. Go ahead.
Well, I was just thinking it could be specific to the team matchup, right? Because like Hazama and Seth both have a ton of mobility, which is normally something that Heart is like incredibly hard to stop for. So if characters have mobility that's similar to her in the air, then she doesn't get to play the same game plan until she walks up into your face, and then she plays whatever game plan she wants. But if she can't get to that point, it's kind of ineffectual.
But like you're saying about Zaveed, it's just having that Hazama there. There's something about Hazama mains. The Hazama mains are loyal to a fault. But I respect it though. I respect their love for their BlazBlue bad boy. So we got the Seth mirror. You know, I want to say a lot of love to Alicia's matching turquoise jacket with the hot pants.
Oh, big drop right there for Zaveed, but he still gets the hit. Okay, burst comes out. Yeah, that Seth was not looking healthy.
Okay, had a lot of the CC gauge, so I was surprised not to see the punish on the burst. But it looks like Zaveed gets his burst, coming through, and now just putting the Hazama. Oh, caught out though. Here comes Seth with low life, but getting a hit still.
Yeah, I mean, Seth pretty much just has nothing right now. I'm very surprised that Alicia Starlight did not try to get Seth out of there. That may end up being not so great for them, as they're going to take quite a bit of damage right here. Oh, got opened up on the low there. Counter hit. And a big drop right there from Zaveed. Oh, but counter. Oh!
But taking advantage of the delay that you have when you do the resonance in the air, you still have to land afterwards. So just waited for it. Zaveed with the command grab super, and then into the follow-up. What a great decision there. Waited just a half second, recognized that Alicia was just chilling on the ground. You want to sit there, that's fine, but Seth got a command grab, right? This character will bust out a nice high damage command grab super when you least expect it, so what a way to send off that first round.
Yeah, so this was figured out pretty early on into the game, once people figured out like the resonance frame data. So, but unfortunately I'm trying a blank on it right now, and I'll have to check this later. But that actually may be inescapable if you resonance in the air. That command throw. You may actually not be able to jump in time to be able to get out of it. But again, I could be forgetting. It was figured out pretty early on, and it's just been a while since I've had to check that kind of thing. So you know, I'm sure somebody will hit me up and be like, "You're wrong."
But at the end of the day, you give up your turn when you do resonance in the air. And
absolutely.
I like Zaveed just taking full advantage of that and just making a statement for that first game. So we're going into game 2. Alicia again, starting with the Adachi, get the BZO, and we're taking them both to the wall. Got both characters here and cashing out all this damage.
Oh, it goes for the happy birthday variant with the laser. That's so good. But just a little bit too far away to get the command grab. Still, I mean, took about half of the life on both characters, right? I think you'll be okay with at least that. Oh, counter hit. Your Seth might go down if you can't get a burst out. Problem is your burst is going to get punished no matter what.
I think it's okay. You make the decision there. Let Adachi take some damage here. Let Seth heal back up that life as Adachi gets comboed. Because, you know, even with Seth getting that small health buff, it's still tied for lowest health in the game. Got to be really careful here, taking damage with him. So despite Alicia's strong start, you know, both Adachi and Seth are bleeding after that happy birthday.
Yeah, well, I mean, Seth is no longer bleeding, just pretty much all the way out of it at this point. Adachi by himself again here.
Oh, just trying to check with that 4A, but Zaveed just chaining in, catching these little normals popping out, and Zaveed with already a 2-0 lead. You know, game 2 was looking really good for Alicia, but Zaveed just turned it up after taking all that damage, and you know, it's close to getting a 3-0 here, getting the sweep.
Yeah, we talk about how fast this game is on average, right? It's one of the reasons why this tournament standard for it is 3 out of 5, but I think this is pretty much exemplifying it so far. The first two matches that we've had just today have been pretty quick so far. Obviously, things could change, right? It's still 2-0. It is not 3-0 right now. So that does not mean Alicia Starlight is totally out of this.
Mm-hmm. No, that's true. And again, like there's all those factors, right? With as a high-speed match as it is, you know, Seth on both ends means that either Seth gets hit, that could just wipe him out so quickly, and then it comes at that one-character game that is a struggle in a lot of ways, especially in BB Tag.
Yeah, I really got to note specifically Alicia's inability to save characters sometimes. It didn't show up in that second game, but the first game, it was really, really prevalent. The second game really tried to save his characters, but it was just kind of ineffectual due to the situation. Whereas the first game just let Seth kind of rock and couldn't find a time to get him out, I guess.
Mm-hmm. That's the hard part, to see if in this game that Alicia can do that, but right now, Adachi losing a lot of life. So instead of Seth, Adachi taking that damage. AZO, air reversal action to get out of that setup and found a happy boo-boo. Wow.
I can't believe that the entire time could not get hit. I mean, like, you know, when the reversal action came out, he was in the middle of the ZL, so couldn't recover to punish it in time, I guess. But now it's just Seth by himself, and It's an uphill battle. Seth is not a bad character to do it, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a little scary here. Although with this level 2 resonance and taking all this damage already, it's going to see a double super is going to be it. It's not going to get a chance to resonance to do anything. Doesn't even need the second super. Well, you said the game is fast, and there you go. Putting it all down on Seth means your margin for error is extremely small, and unfortunately, Alicia Starlight could not keep themselves safe. So Zaveed with the clean 3-0.
The defense was unfortunately just unable to weather the storm of the offensive pressure from Zaveed. It was just a bit too much, I guess, you know? I mean, there was a lot of counter hits on Wake Up, trying to disrespect, which, I mean, you know, sometimes you have to do, but eventually it was playing far more to Alicia's detriment than it was to, you know, right there, you see one of the counter hits on Wake Up. And then there's the air resonance situation. Oh no, okay, you could have jumped out of that one. All right, because I saw the crouching from Adachi, so that means Alicia had the ability to move at the very least.
Yeah, and then, you know, this next game here was just again down to the last character. Adachi just trying to keep Hazama from just running around, but you know, all those 4As getting caught out. Nice extension there, and Zaveed just playing super clean.
Yeah, definitely clean was the name of the game. I mean, the first game not as clean, but I mean it came into just being as clean as possible right after that. You know, making every conversion happen, being able to convert directly into the command grab, super to take it right there, and you're gonna see Zaveed versus Mr. Rowanism. And already with 3 zeros. I guess it's fairly common for us to see 3 zeros at the very beginning of a bracket. I think this bottom half of the bracket though might not see 3 zeros.
Yeah,
with P-Blade versus Haterino and Cax versus Jaju Kukuja J.
Yeah, as you know, like it gets harder as you get farther, but those two matches look like extremely spicy, and we'll see hopefully a lot of back and forth here. You know, no one wants to see, you know, sweeps all the way through. It happens, especially in a momentum game as heavy as BlazBlue cross tag battle. But you know, good stuff to Zaveed. Just a great, you know, strong showing, and if he can carry that into their future match against Mr. Rowanism, we'll see how that plays out. As you know, there'll be another Seth mirror, you know, down the pipe.
Well, I mean, right now we're going to have to go to something where we may not be able to figure out what character one of these people play. The other one's going to be playing Mitsuru more than likely. It's going to be P-Blade, PBL, French Whispers, whichever name you want to call them by, all right, versus Haterino. So, P-Blade, PBL, French Whispers. Usually, what we consider to be their main team would be Yumi Adachi, right? However, they play multiple characters. We saw even in the recap at the very beginning of the broadcast, right, that they played Seth Hilda. We saw that they I remember that tournament they pulled out something incredibly weird. It was My Ruby the last tournament as well. So which was completely out of left field. I was not ready for that at all. But you know, a lot of the success has been on the Yumi Adachi, right?
Yeah, and you can't ask for a better team right now to hedge on, right? It's always really good to solidify what you want to do. And you know, Haterino going with a more classic Mitsuru Jin. So you're seeing a nice, you know, more early on like traditional BB Tag Squad. You have amazing normals, you know, good screen presence in that sense. They may not be they're not gonna be as strong from full screen, although like the Jin assists can allow Mitsuru to kind of get something going, move forward if Jin is able to press anything in that sense. But you have to be very careful with how well a team like how well Yumi Adachi, Yang Carmine, so never mind. So you see an aggressive team. We're going full aggro.
The last few times we saw Haterino specifically, it's Mitsuru plus character, right? The very first time I saw Haterino was Mitsuru Batista, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong about the secondary character. But basically, they want to play Mitsuru, but they don't have a team that they personally like with the character just yet. I mean, you can even see that in the Yang character color. Is playing the Mitsuru hair-colored Yang and everything. Or, well, it's Yuzuriya technically, but it looks like Mitsuru.
They're close enough. It's close enough. But I like this kind of option, right? So instead of having the more like neutral heavy into like the knockdown pressure, you're just gonna have aggro. You want to get in, you have the Carmine assist to litter the screen, and you really want to call out just like that. You want to punish the Yumi. That Yumi 5P, arguably one of the best assists in the game. It's like if you block it, if you don't push block it, then you're doing something wrong.
Ooh, that was great burst timing. Yeah, it was directly waiting for the Bizio to come out, and because he's charging that, he can't really stop you from bursting him, right?
Not at all. But all that pressure from downtown, the BZO into Yumi. You got to guess the high-low. You're in the corner here. And called the hard tag out right into Super. That's going to put her into Semblance. She's going to pop out. No uppercut. Okay, those blocks.
Yeah, that's too risky to uppercut because like it would have hit Yumi, but it would have safe jumped by Adachi. Would have killed Yang basically. But I guess Carmine's gonna take a ton of damage for this. Not gonna die. Oh no, just got the meter back.
Yeah, had the extension here. Used the EX as well. And it's gonna finish it off here with the cross slash. And in comes Yang, already in Semblance, so she lost her time stop ability to help her in pressure, or get out of pressure at least. So all she really gonna have is a resonance here. But now, how do you navigate
that burning gold? Gotta watch out for burning gold though. That might end up hitting your Yumi. Guys, gotta watch these lasers.
Pete,
Blade. Ooh! It's got both characters.
Wasn't even able to go for the cross combo to save the day, but not enough. You know, it's a big drop in the bucket. But at the end of the day, French Whispers, aka P-Blade, aka PBL, has all the characters, and you know that shell, Adachi Yumi, will still control that pace of the match. You only have so many burning golds.
Yeah, well, I mean, if the opponent is not tossing out laser beams and assist calls, even if you have only so many burning golds, you may not even get to use one of them, right? And yeah, sure, you got one right there, but one's not enough. There's an entire life bar to work against on that. And as strong as the Yang Carmine team is, P-Blade French Whispers just did so well at being able to stop it, right? Yang could barely get started, kind of got in there, but I mean, Carmine was not even there, basically. Carmine didn't really get to do anything that game.
Yeah, it's hard, right? Like you can set up the puzzles with Carmine, but as soon as you're trying to get something set up, that just makes it so P-Blade can say, hey, cool, I can set up a BZO and then just run my game plan, because that's just going to be much stronger pressure. Speaking of strong pressure here, nice, just good use of that 6P from Yumi in that cross combo.
Yeah, well, Haterino was trying to stop him from being able to cross up, right? Didn't want P-Blade to be able to cross up because that's what P-Blade specifically went for. That's why you saw just immediate jump forward into active switch. But because of the play from Haterino, just couldn't cross up there. It's gonna, oh no, couldn't get the punish with 5B, really unfortunate. Yang has got a lot of life to bring back, so it's gonna be kind of like a 2v1 situation here, and PBL is gonna smell blood for that.
That's just a repeat of we saw last game, where Yang hits her resonant or semblance, and then Carmine comes in, and Carmine kind of just struggles to just be able to play that same mix-up. Is it going to be the late air dash? Is it going to go for a low? The air dash takes it, and now it's all down to Yang.
Ooh, tried to beat the push block right there with grab, but unfortunately just so far away that he's able to jump out. Beating push block with grab is not nearly as strong as it sounds.
Nice reach of pressure, just keeping Yang on his big reversal though, and the block on it. Haterino gets a chance here, he was still in resonance, but didn't opt to go for a super cancel.
Yeah.
So now, oh no, this is scary. Full screen sandwich.
There it is.
Catches the super low. The EX low projectile launcher.
That also anti-airs because it's really tall. That move does everything. You spend a bar, and that move does your taxes.
Does your taxes, it takes him to the corner, it goes him for a ride, you know, around the world in 80 days. It's like, that EX move is just like a Yumi mainstay. And it's such a, you know, it's a strong, just one of the best options. If even in a full screen sandwich, just because, you know, having a left-right mix-up is tough to deal with. But then adding on the high-low mix-up after that, especially with something like that where you can switch, active switch during like whatever hit during it. It's super scary as a whole. So, you know, Yumi's love using their bar for a lot of these things. And it's scary because like all of her meter tools are just ridiculous.
Oh, Haterino switching over to the Ruby Yumi. I mean, a lot of people who know me know that I think Ruby is very effectual for pretty much any situation. The problem being is she has to still navigate these Zeos, which is the really difficult part. No matter what character you are, you have to deal with that laser beam.
Yeah, you saw that mix up there. Again, the delayed air dash just really good at opening up Haterino, who has to hold this full screen pressure with the fireball, ice balls coming out of Yumi. The Zeos is just, P-Blade's turn at all times.
Yeah, I mean, P-Blade is navigating the screen so incredibly well. He's going to be able to block one of the overheads at this point, but unfortunately, still kind of playing on the back foot right now. Not a lot of life for Ruby. Trying to set up a sandwich situation. Got it, but not good enough. Oh, there's the sandwich.
That was a great run under, perfectly timed with the Dachi 6P. A little bit of tracking always helps, and there goes Yumi down. It's all going to be left to Ruby Rose. Gets a counter, though, and the side swap. Opportunities presented itself.
Ruby. Side swap on accident. Okay, we'll knock down into Resonance right there. Yeah, that was probably the best time to have to use Resonance. Unfortunately, that's going to take away the options on knockdown and, kind of create this situation right here where you've just got to block. It's going to be empty jump low. He's going to try to build that assist gauge back in time, and he's going to get it. That should be able to finish this off.
Didn't even use the EX extension. Or it's going to get the EX launcher into cross slash. That'll do it. Any which way that combo could have went. That was going to end in the kill. And another sweep with the 3-0 as PBL takes that over Haterino.
Yeah, I kind of expect no less, to be honest with you, from PBL. PBL has, anytime they pick Yumi Adachi, it feels like they're one of the strongest players that exist in EU. Obviously some people have been able to take them down, but this is their strength. This is their strength for sure.
It's just super hard navigating of, a really strong player using this team. So just you see like that chance they got with the burning goal, Haterino's like, I got a hit, I can win, but the squad just turned itself up as always. And, kudos to, PBL for just sticking really strong, not getting shook at any instance where they could have just literally got their life meter blown up to heck and back.
Well, you guys can see it right here. Just so difficult to deal with the pressure when that Zeo is on top of you, because it's really hard to see the opposing character when they're behind the laser beam, because it takes up so much of the screen. The priority is based on the laser beam rather than the character behind it. So, you're just not terribly sure. Is it going to be high? Is it going to be low? Are they even attacking me? All that stuff.
Speaking of low, that empty jump low to steal it with so many delayed air dash into the mix-up. Found the low. Scaling doesn't matter. Just with all that meter, gets enough damage to finish it off. And just great decision-making from PBL. Played the team, super clean. Decision-making was off the charts, and now is going to sit on the round 2 winner side as they await the winner of our next match, which will be Cax versus Jaju Kakukaje.
You'll get it one day.
I know, it's okay.
Yeah, Jaju Kakuja and Cax. Now, these two are not just in the Open Series, but even outside of the Open Series, usually in the upper echelons of brackets in EU brackets, whether it be within the Open Series, whether it be outside of the Open Series, you're usually going to see these two names doing incredibly well. Cax is one of our repeat champions specifically. Cax having at least 4 tournament wins under his belt last year in the Open Series. And then, we're going to see how that's going to end up playing out this year. I guess Elizabeth, pretty much the whole way through, we saw one singular time last year where Cax changed characters, and it was to a Carmine pick.
Hey, you have a chance to make some changes. It's always fine, but sticks to their guns. And then Jaju with the Yuzu Hilda. So that's just a fun team, right? This is this is basically like, you stay over there. I don't want anything to do with you. You have to navigate a minefield on top of barbed wire and a giant wall to even approach these two ladies. And even with that, their pressure can be super strong because you have a considerable, wonderful assist package out of Hilda. And then Yuzu can really add to that too. Even though Yuzu's 6P isn't what it used to be, it's I think on the back of the Hilda pick, it still is really strong because Hilda can choose when to be able to go in and just make it so their opponent won't be able to move forward against it. So I want to see how Jaju makes that works out.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest weaknesses though for Yuzu Hilda is always in when they have to fight up close. If they have to fight up close defensively, they are on the back foot at all times because their attacks are very slow. And with Aigis being the rushdown monster that she can be, it can be very difficult. The big deal, however, is going to be in that assist you saw and in those slashes you're seeing right now. Those control the full screen situation and are able to catch Aigis wherever she may try to go.
We talk about that full extension. Super nice. 2-bar, get the 9.5k. Just great combo choice there. Into the mix-up. Dodges the burst. Doesn't get the punish there, but now we're sitting in a position where that Elizabeth pick comes through. Switches back down to Aigis, who lost a lot of life already. That could be a bit of a danger if she gets hit.
Oh, and there is said hit right there. This character should easily go down and does. Gonna try and set up the situation right now. Cax is already forced to resonance and just gets Yuzuri out. Feels that Hilda's better set for this matchup, and I can definitely agree.
I see that. And you saw Yuzu get popped after the active switch. What a mix-up. That was super nice off that 5P from Yuzu. Just a casual hop over cross-up.
Okay,
and
right there, resonance version of the super. That might kill. Let's see. It does.
Wow. Jaju with just great combo choices, great mix-up choices, controlled the entirety of the match. And that's the important part, like you mentioned, just doesn't want to be on the back burner having to block anything that Aegis and Elizabeth are going to do. So just super smart to just control the match and stay in it. Go ahead.
Anytime they have to block, they are just not doing too hot. Their defensive options aren't great. But controlling the screen, this team is almost unparalleled. They can really just push you down from full screen, and you won't even know how to get around it a lot of the time. So it's really on Cax to try and get into a situation where they're at the very least right next to the opponent if you can.
Oh wow, just clean jump over. I like that. Just Jaju was just like, hey, nice damage on me. That's cute, cool, but the teleport gets caught out. Going to get Yuzu a lot of life lost here, and one more mix-up here can do it. Ooh, there's no burst.
Yeah.
Oh, there is a burst and a great block.
Yeah, the thing is you're always going to block there as the Elizabeth player because the Hamon is going to just do all the damage for you, right? Like it's going to hit the opponent without you needing to press a button, so you can just safely sit there and block. Ooh, trying to use the super to be able to hit Hilda, but no dice. That may put him in a bad situation. He's able to block the low. He's able to tech the throw on top of that. Great defense.
Oh, EX missiles come through, avoids it, but gets tagged by the Gatling gun. And now, yeah, Jaju losing Hilda. It's all down to Yuzu. But, you know, Anchor, Yuzu gets a lot of damage, just like that. You saw the slashes come through. You know, she's just so good at blowing up personas. And, you know, Yuzu can blow up projectiles too, so it's really scary. Try to deal with this here.
Oh, side switch combo. Don't really know if you need to do that, but
wants to stay mid-screen.
You lose damage on that combo.
but the jump A! You saw the hitbox on that jump A coming out. And Cax taking that round because Yuzu tried to sneak under. But the jump A hitbox, even though it's like an angle down like a dive kick, it hits really all around Aegis' lower body. So great placement on that. To tie it up 1-1, we have our first set where both players are on the board.
Yeah, we thought this was going to be the set to look at specifically to set the tone for the rest of the day because Jaju Kikuja J, the only people on average in the open series that he loses to are Cax and King Rasta. There's some times where some other people are able to defeat him, but 90% of the time, those are the only two players that can beat him. Jaju Kikuja J was even before we were broadcasting the open series, was always in the second place rankings during the weekly qualifier, right? Was just always there, meeting either King Rasta or Cax.
So now, yeah, I mean, if they can take down Cax and make themselves sitting pretty, not to worry about Cax until much later, but already Yuzu losing a lot of life off the mortar mix-up we saw in the corner here. And now Hilda is going to be eating a lot of damage there too. Into super, all the way to the wall. And that resonance version of the air super. It's an air command grab that is also hits. This should be Hilda going down.
Yeah,
Not to be too
that's
crazy a
actually
damage
one
combo.
of the best examples of the poor defensive options that this team has. Okay, I was about to say that command grab just barely missing because Jaju was ready for it, able to jump out in time. Lasers are going to set up right there. Reversal action comes out though.
Gets a hit, gets the grab. How much damage we're going to see here? Has a lot of ground to make up, but at least with Yuzu sitting there with a resonance, at least half-life, gets a hit. You know, the cool part of her, like, you know, Yuzu has those normals. Like, her stand B has upper body invul. So she doesn't have to really worry about a lot of characters jumping without any complicated motions. Oh, but the mortars hit. But luckily, it wasn't getting a comboed on. So now Jaju just has a chance here at that resonance. Gotta get some life back. EX missiles.
Yeah, just trying to run out the resonance timer. But super smart right there from Jaju to be at the top of the screen. Unfortunately, the super's going to hit, and that is going to be the end of the resonance time. The TRM comes out. That means you cannot tech the throw, and Cax is going to take game number 3.
Very nice situation there. Super hard blocking that laser in the air, having to land and hold the mix-up. And even if they were in the air longer, they would have ate an unblockable, which is super scary since, you know, the scary part about playing against teams like with Elizabeth as an assist character or Dachi is you might want to say, like, let me just air block to avoid the mix-up on the ground, but then you get air unblockables with a reversal and you're still hitting with a laser. It's just there's no good option there when you're having to block these full screen beams.
Yeah, full screen beams is kind of the way Aegis is able to get in this sort of matchup specifically. So the fact that Hilda was no longer there to maybe even stop those full screen beams was a big factor in that being just a normal thing that gets allowed. Ooh, gonna jump over the persona right there. So it's the mix up afterwards that's really important. Oh, missing the meaty timing.
Yeah, try to get the low, but too far away. And like Cax just called it out, pressing on wake up, and look how much life's already gone on both characters on Jaju's side.
Okay, tried the same strategy last time, but was able to get the dash over. Got the hit on this one. Another mix-up is here. Okay. Nice blocks.
Oh, and the super's gonna connect. Hilda was just too high in the air. Now she's on low life. Nice tech. Has to find a way to get out. Bring in Yuzu.
Who did exactly that, and then protected Hilda afterwards with the elbow.
What a call out. You're trying to hit Elizabeth, but instead, I like that jump C. And then there's the mix. Blocks the reversal. And then waits for the counter coming through. What a decision there from Jaju. It's gonna
That's even better
here. So smart. I didn't punish the burst, so let me just punish the super.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I recognize that super probably wouldn't have killed even with the cross combo, so only opted to use one bar on the mix-up right there. It's gonna hit directly after resonance. This is good damage, but it's not gonna kill.
No, but it's gonna run out that resonance timer. It's gonna make it all waste down. And now full screen here. Just really hard for Aegis to really make anything happen by herself, especially against a character like Yuzu, who is so strong on the ground like that, and it's very hard to approach at the angles that Aegis normally would.
The perfect position for you.
Yeah, so 2-2 right now. We went through all these 3-0s, and now we are on a game 5, our first game 5 of the day. And it's not looking very clear who could be the victor of this one.
No, the back and forth has been astonishing. You know, as long as Jaju can stay on top of things, can control the pace, you know, it's theirs to take. So this is all on Cax to get a sandwich, to force a block, and then take it from there.
How is he going to do that with the big old stop sign that is Hilda assist, that is Yuzu slashes, you know, that kind of thing? The teleports make it so hard for Aegis to continue pressure a lot of the time, but there it is. Finally able to put him into some sort of block stun. First comes out, and that's going to force Elizabeth to take this corner situation. She's going to jump away. There's the Gardine.
All right, controlling that pace again. Hilda just going through, but the jump C from Aegis, such a great normal, honestly. It's very hard to anti-air, and especially with all the lag that are in a lot of Hilda's moves. Good call out. Good burst, bring in Yuzu. Pressure's on, multi-hit lows. Stood up a little too early.
Happy birthday on that one. Is he going to be able to get full conversion? No, but I mean, hey, it's a mix-up opportunity. That gets defeated by the Hilda assist.
But the combo breaker from Elizabeth coming through, saving Aigis' life. There's the low. Going right into super. It's going to wipe out this Yuzu. Didn't even need to go for a second super here. And now Hilda gets grabbed, and that should do it.
Super smart from Cax to be able to go to that super immediately, because that locked out Jaju J's ability to burst, which meant that he could not save that character, forcing the 2v1 situation. And 2v1 versus Aigis Elizabeth is a recipe for just being stuck in block stun
all day long. And like I said, just before it went haywire, it's just those sandwiches is what made that big difference. It's just having to just block the relentless pressure and the high-low left-right mix-ups from Aigis and Elizabeth is just, it's too much. It is too much for Jaju, who goes down the losing bracket, but they put up one great fight.
Yeah, I specifically have to note Jaju's movement. Whenever Jaju dashed while in stance with Yuzu, he expertly navigated whatever it was looking like Cax was attempting to do to put him onto defense, right? So he was getting around a lot of the attacks, but eventually he would try to dash into a jumping normal from Aigis or a jumping normal from Elizabeth, which, if you don't know, the dash from Yuzu while she's in stance extends her hurt box forward. See, and you can like see her kind of like right there. So not only does the Aigis hit behind her with the attack normally, but also the dash extends that hurt box just a little bit behind as well at the same time. So it got him hit several different times, and unfortunately, for all the really good times that he was able to navigate around things with that dash, there was enough times that he took damage more so than that he could dish out.
And there was that bait again. Baited the burst and then waited for the reversal to come through, and then Jaju just making a giant statement to take that to the final game. But then you see Elizabeth being the best friend. She was keeping Aigis in that, despite Aigis getting hit multiple times during all those sequences. And then all it took was Cax to find that big hit, and he just turned it all around and sealed the deal. So you see the 4 who advanced to winner upper round 2, as Mr. Rowanism will be going against Zaveed, and then PBL, aka French Whispers, aka P-Blade, taking on Cax.
Yeah, so we also have that losers bracket match update right there. Alicia is going to beat Zero Raziel 3-1, and then eventually Jaju, J, and Haterino are going to be fighting in the losers bracket as well. But you guys see that upper bracket right there, and that is what we are going to be getting to here to a point. But we're going to kick it to a short break, and before we do that, while we get into that break, you guys can go to compete.playstation.com and find out how to set up one of these monthly finals for yourselves. You can either do it through the PlayStation dashboard yourself when you boot up BB Tag, or maybe your Soul Calibur, or maybe you play Mortal Kombat, one of those games that have PS4 tournaments at the bottom. You can hit that button and sign up, or you can go to compete.playstation.com, and it's your one-stop shop for all the competitive stuff on PS4. And, we'll take a quick break while you guys go ahead and do that. Thanks for watching, but please stick around because the action's only going to get better from here.
On February 5th, the PS4 tournaments will be celebrating,
well, you. PlayStation is hosting the FGC Arcade,
a massive celebration for the fighting game community that will feature our top pros
and awesome commentators like me.
Like yours truly.
Like myself, and we'll be showcasing a wide variety of fighting games. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate,
Soul Calibur 6,
BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle,
Under Night In-Birth EXE Late Claire. There will be some intense matchups.
All the top level play you could possibly imagine,
and more.
So make sure that you tune in on February 5th to see what fighting game shenanigans unfold.
And of course, plenty more to look forward to.
PlayStation.
So many world-famous players, they started online.
We are good to go for our first match of the stream.
We're here for FIFA 20 action.
Who's going to be the overall grand final victor? The next PlayStation FIFA superstar.
I think the level of play that we're currently looking at, and it's fantastic.
No one leaves today empty-handed.
PlayStation.
welcome back to the PS4 Tournaments Open Series. We're doing BB Tag, and we're on the EU side of things for today. I'm the Ebonic Plague, and I'm joined here by Raph. We've had a couple of matches already going on so far, and I believe we have a bracket here for you guys to look at and checking out those. So, a lot of 3-0s up until we got to Cax versus Jaju Kukucha J. But one of the big stories right now is Mr. Rowanism keeping an undefeated streak so far. So you guys only see the top 8 bracket right here, but Mr. Rowanism has been undefeated throughout the weeks of January in the qualifier, all the way leading up to this, not losing a game.
Not a single game. Unheard of so far in the PlayStation Open Series tournaments. Just even with the previous champions from Cax and King Rasta, who's not in the bracket, but they've had their struggles sometimes. But Mr. Rowanism starting the year off with an amazing performance. And going up against Zaveed will be really fun to see because they both play Seth. So it's going to be a mirror match in a little bit of a way. So we have that Seth Hilda on the side of Zaveed, and then on the opposite end with the other team, Zaveed. Just it'll be fun to see how that plays. We saw the mirror match in the first round because that's what Mr. Rowanism had to go up against with the Seth. So, Seth has always been a consistently popular character in these top 8s.
Okay, well, looks like the chat thinks that Zaveed is going to be winning this match 64% right now over Mr. Rowanism, whom, again, has yet to lose a game for the month of January, if I remember correctly. I can check top 16 real quick, but I mean...
Look, all right, they are putting their money where their mouth is right now. They got diamond hands, all for Zaveed right here. So I respect the loyalty to that. Mr. Rowanism has the numbers, but they want the underdog to take it.
So right here coming into it, it will be the Hazama Seth, just like we talked about just a moment ago. You mentioned that a mirror match was possible at the very beginning of the broadcast, and here it is. So we're going to be seeing 2 people with the Seth, Zaveed and Mr. Rowanism, but the difference is going to be in the assist game and who is in first, right? Because Seth is here for Mr. Rowanism to start, and we got the big stop sign, which stops both Seth and Hazama movement. However, there's the grab.
Now you saw Seth's orb coming through, and it put a stop to the Hilda assist. So that was just perfect little break and sequence there that Zaveed needed, right? And then that just ended up getting the wake-up grab, putting Mr. Rowanism in the corner, but Rowanism broke out and now putting that sandwich pressure.
So I just checked top 16, and it looks like, yes, Mr. Rowanism actually hasn't lost a single match, even in top 16. So...
Well, look at him go. Already taking down the Seth. A little bit, take some more damage because of lower life on Zaveed's team. So now we have to just wait and see what Hazama can do. But, Hazama's weakness is that he needs to be in the air. If you have a character that controls the airspace extremely well, then it limits how he can play. And it's just not the same character. You see that reversal action. As soon as you see Hazama try to chain in the air, Hilda's bringing him right back down.
Yeah, definitely really difficult for Zaveed to be able to move around the screen with either character in play right now, because if Hilda's on screen, she can use any of her specific anti-air options, right? Or even if, Seth is on screen, that assist will come out from Hilda and stop anything at the top of the screen. He doesn't have bar to work with on this one, but... yeah, tried to make it happen. Unfortunately, couldn't. Got a reversal action through the Hotenjin and finish off that first game. Looking about as strong as Mr. Rowanism has looked throughout the rest of the bracket, honestly.
Just came in with a strong game plan, was able to execute it so well, despite the one hiccup where he got put into the corner from the throw. Just, broke out, put the pressure on again, and his ability to control the match and to stay at advantage on offense and has just been a catalyst for his success so far.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, the adjustments are going to be the hard part for Zaveed here. It's really difficult to move around. This team is very strong versus anybody that wants to be at the top of the screen, which is Hazama's forte. You mentioned a moment ago the ability to need to be in the air, right, for Hazama. And look, both Seth and Hilda can meet at the top of the screen right there.
Yeah, just even when he's trying to escape, right, that 4P from Hilda, the stop side, the anti-air missile just does everything at all. But at least with that said, Zaveed getting these hits, getting the knockdown, setting the mix up. Pressure's on. Because again, Hilda has not great defensive options herself. She might be able to control the screen really well, but once she's having to block, it's danger time. And with that, this should be Hilda going down.
Yeah, didn't want to allow him to get the burst back. He's going to be able to get both supers in. 4 bars, well spent right there for Zaveed, because that is the problem character for his team specifically. Hilda is kind of most of the problem there for being able to not move in the air. And Seth by himself, while still a strong character, is nowhere near as strong without the help.
Yeah. So now Mr. Rowanism, his streak, the chance of that breaking is extremely high. Big grab from Zaveed, gonna get the full combo here. Has 2 bars to work with. Is he gonna cash out for a knockdown? Or is he just gonna set up one final mix-up? Ooh, got a hit.
Trying to go for the one final mix-up. Unfortunately, not too strong as Mr. Rowanism is going to be able to get out. He got the... Oh, no. Okay, well, he still gets the counter hit right here. He's going to be able to dodge the burst. Unfortunately, not be able to punish, however. Hazama is in, and Mr. Rowanism is not healthy.
Oh, but what a mix-up. Dash up, bait out the grab. He's in Resonance, so he's going to get the Resonance Super. Going to set up a knockdown. Blocks it out. Uh-oh,
yeah,
Rowanism.
wanted to push block right there. Unfortunately, no extra attack came after the sweep, which is very rare. Normally, a Seth player wants to do an attack after the sweep because it keeps them safe, and it never showed up.
And then it is the air unblockable, forcing a Resonance out, and now we're pretty much even here. Seth versus Seth. You have the Resonance on the beat side, so you got all his life up. He's getting almost infinite meter. All he needs is a clean hit, and he can end this immediately. Going up super the call.
That's gonna do it. First loss of January.
Literally the first just game, the single game, not even a set, the single game that Mr. Rowanism has lost all month long has just happened here. What's gonna happen next? We have found a kink in the armor. There is a crack there. Can Zaveed exploit it and take down this month's like unequivocal strongest player?
Yeah, we talked about how the further you get into the bracket, the harder it's going to be to maintain that win streak. It was inevitable, I felt like. You know, it may not have meant that Mr. Rowanism would lose outright a full set, but I feel like not losing a single game an entire month would be a bit more than anybody was expecting.
It's okay, Mr. Rowanism. I had faith that you could keep the streak alive. I believed in the ultimate sweep, but it's okay. You still got a tournament to fight through, and you still have a lot of chances, so we're bringing it out to the game 3.
And Zaveed being able to take out that Hilda definitely made a big difference in the previous game for sure. I mean, you know, Mr. Rowanism was able to fight back with Seth pretty well, but he's got to be able to continue doing that. The Hazama is taking quite a beating right now. The burst finally comes out, and that was a great burst point. I guess, you know, when you play the character yourself, you know which times to burst versus your own character.
Yeah, that's always the thing, right? You want to learn the mirror match as a whole. Because even though facing the same character can be vastly different than playing it, but at least that shows the level we're at right here. Nice catch. Nice jump cancel. Doesn't get the punish, but yeah, it just means that Mr. Rowanism can continue on the pressure. Here's that full screen. Hazama, how are you going to make it around? No. Hilda said stop that.
Yeah, that reversal action is just going to be the bane of Zaveed's existence. It is the tallest reversal action in the game. It may start up slow, but boy, does it hit the spot that you need it to. Missed the assist call, so that means the super's not going to actually hit, and Zaveed is going to get a free punish due to that, which means he should be able to get Hazama out for free as well.
Yeah, that's nice. Getting that Serpent's Infernal Rapture, getting the tag up from there, bringing Seth, let Hazama heal up a bit. And then you got a little bit of momentum here. A lot of momentum here going for Zaveed. You might not be seeing any Hazama assist, but we're seeing that Seth come into play. Oh, the stop sign. But luckily, the orb was there to save Zaveed's life. Now we're just playing Seth neutral here. Everyone just throwing out 9-frame EX moves on the ground, trying to catch, dive in, hop in, but the stop sign gets both characters right into super. I like that. This should take down Seth. Or just be close. Yes, there it is. Never mind. Just enough. It's all down to Hazama here, going up against Hilda again. Doesn't even get a chance. Had to get hit, try to anti-air the dive, but the delay on the dive blew up the anti-air 2B, and now Mr. Rowanism up 2-1.
Yeah, that was a lot better than the last game for sure. I really do think that taking out Hilda is kind of the name of the game for Zaveed to be able to keep going throughout this matchup, because otherwise Hazama is kind of ineffectual. Hazama does not get to play too much. Like, Seth can fight on the ground a lot better, right, than Hazama can. So I honestly, I wonder if maybe he should just start Seth and just kind of chill, right? Like, it might be required.
But at the same time, it's like, how much does Hazama offer in terms of
Not
support? That's the thing. So you have Seth kind of by himself, which still is really good, but you're facing Seth, who has going to run into the same problems, mostly that Hilda 4P, right? So as fast as you want to be, that stop sign is there to put you in your place. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about the possibilities of the fact that he can play on the ground versus the Hilda stop sign. The Hilda stop sign is not an end-all be-all versus Seth, whereas, like, I feel like it's very close to being one versus Hazama.
Oh, tried to get past the orb and put some pressure, but okay, Zaveed again with a strong start, gonna go for the Hotenjin, gonna get the kill, and now it's all down to Hilda, but we saw what solo Hilda can do. What a cross-up.
Yeah, it's funny too. He tried to dash away from the meteors to get away from it, and he didn't end up doing that, and now he's got his burst taken, meteors on deck, resonance activated. This is actually pretty good for Mr. Rowanism, despite the 2v1 situation.
The challenge into the 5C reset, our first 5C of the night. Going
surprised he didn't
for
use
that
the extra raid.
Well, I mean, it's what it is. Wanted to keep a little bit of the bar, looks like. You know, even though it's free damage, right? What it is. Yeah. But Zaveed still controlling things. There's that EX on the ground. Gonna use Hazama assist to extend it, and ooh, tech's out. Had a chance here. Living on a pixel. Mr. Rowan is on a pixel. You have to watch out for this. He is always a threat.
Yeah, and I mean, Seth is very close to going down here as well. If Seth goes down here, actually, yeah, I was gonna say Mr. Rowanism has a chance to make the comeback, but
oh, with punish. The up back chain catching Hilda's extended hurt box. And now we're going to tie it up 2-2. As Zaveed is not only putting games on the board against Mr. Rowanism, he has a chance to send him to the lower bracket.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the first time that that Mr. Rowanism is going to even hear of that name this year, to be honest. But, ooh, wow, okay, so it wasn't even taking out the Hilda this time. Like, because before it felt like removing Hilda from play was the biggest factor, but now he got Seth in, and then Hilda was a lot less of an issue. It was like, okay, I can fight Seth to Seth, man to man, whatever you want to call it.
Hey, and it works out. You have the better matchup, and again, even though the support isn't as strong there from Hazama, was able to make it work really well. And here we go, first blood and a good start here for Zaveed.
Oh, yeah, that overselection is going to get punished.
He's a good starter with the V.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, big drop right there.
Oh,
yeah,
blocks it.
Get the same starter.
Oh, but drops it. Unfortunate. And then push block into EX. The classic from Seth. Ooh, the nice swap out. I love that active switch. Manages to get the hit and the punish on Seth here. And now Mr. Rowanism with a strong presence here.
Yeah, really good burst right there from Zaveed to be able to save Seth. That character might have went down. I mean, obviously Hazama's going to be taking a lot of damage here, but at least he can fight. Oh, he got tricked into trying to tech the throw there. And there comes the burst. Is he going to be able to avoid it? No, and that even wastes his own cross combo gauge at the same time.
We've seen that a lot with the Hazama. The defensive choices hasn't worked out for Zaveed. He just keeps getting caught trying to either throw or to press. Oh, and there's that nasty mix-up. The low catches, and Zaveed's going to lose the set. It's down to Hazama versus a really healthy Seth and Hilda, but the active switch punishing the reversal. Mr. Rowanism says, lower bracket, I don't even know them. And he continues to trek on as Mr. Rowanism wins 3-2 to advance to the upper bracket finals here in the PS4 Tournaments Open Series for BB Tag.
that was a good call to be able to call the assist right there, specifically at the very end right there. Because, you know, normally when you're in cross combo and you're active switching, the character that is not active doesn't have collision, right? So what'll happen is if Zaveed were going to use that reversal action any earlier before the assist got called, it would have been directly in Hilda's face and it may have hit Hilda, right? But because he called the assist while active switching, it created the collision box that pushed Hazama out and away from Hilda, only hitting Mr. Rowanism's set. And so they could get the full conversion and punish that reversal action afterwards.
I love that setup into the command grab super to get that first game against, you know, Mr. Rowanism. Just, you think it's your turn, but that delay cancel just to make it so I gotcha. And that was such a good start there from Zaveed, who just really played his heart out and made it a great set to witness. You know, getting these good hits in, putting that pressure, managing to take down Seth with Hazama, and then just even, you know, eliminating Hilda as a factor, right? But then in that last game, it just came down to that hard situation where, you know, the Hazama was, you know, left to his devices as Seth went down. And Hazama going up against both of these was just too much of a task to get through, unfortunately. So, but Mr. Rowan does a great job overall, just decision making on offense, superb, showing why he is in the upper bracket finals.
Yeah, I mean, you know, may have lost the win streak of never, you know, losing a game, but look, that part doesn't get you the extra money. The part that gets you the extra money is winning the tournament, and Mr. Rowanism is currently poised to do so, just like you said, upper bracket, waiting on the winner of PBL and CAX, which is going to be coming up next. And we do have a losers bracket update. So Jaju Kukuja J defeated Haterino 3-0. So it's going to be Zaveed versus Jaju Kukuja J, and Alicia Starlight will be playing the loser of this next match. So that's going to round out our bracket. Now, PBL versus CAX. One of our previous champions, and PBL is someone who has defeated CAX, maybe not in the open series, but definitely outside in other EU brackets. PBL is considered to be one of the stronger players for sure within EU.
And this was the grand finals of last month.
Yes.
So both of these players have, you know, a history of competing against each other. CAX, you know, with the advantage so far, and you see it with the polls, 75%. It's like, I don't care if y'all made it to if French Whispers, PBL, P-Blade made it to grand finals, whatever name you want to call yourself, you're still gonna get thrown in the ground by CAX. So let's see if, you know, the crowd is right this time again. They were wrong with the Zaveed pick, but they are all in on CAX here today.
Yeah, definitely a lot of them looking at CAX right now. And I mean, okay, look, if you've watched the Open Series, it's not a bad pick whatsoever, right? Like, if anybody picked CAX after watching a couple of Open Series finals, I would be like, yeah, okay, all right, that makes sense, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's get to it. Elizabeth, I guess, you know, the mainstay for CAX always coming through. And PBL, oh boy, Yu Narukami comes out.
Okay, so Narukami, this character, he's obviously very good. There's no doubt about that. But what he brings to the table with Adachi on top of that is something that not a lot of characters have the privilege of doing. Obviously, we have a full Persona match right now as well.
Yep, we have the squads all repping. We have a Persona 3 squad versus Persona 4. Can't get any better than that. There's the burst. Had the hit with the jump B, but opted to go for the EX, so that made the combo not exist anymore. Say goodbye as a throw comes out, and CAX is making Adachi bleed.
Yeah, I mean, Narukami has taken a lot more damage than Adachi right now. But, I mean, hey, one more possible mix-up, and that Adachi could be similar. Okay, Narukami's gonna... Oh, no, they both get hit!
Both are gonna get tagged, and with the Elizabeth on the back end, that's gonna be not enough. Narukami and Adachi live?
Oh,
but he gets put in the
anymore.
He gets put in the ground, and now it's all down to solo Adachi. He has to block this mix-up. Cross slash
Adam Smasher.
Adam Smasher connects. That's the one. A lot of vulnerability on that, so good choice. Air to air.
Yeah, he's got to convert that into Atom Smasher because he didn't jump forward, so he's not going to be able to get the full conversion off of that, unfortunately. Atom Smasher, that should hit both.
God.
No, Igus was able to attack in time.
And the
Is that a
super
punish?
full screen's gonna do it. Oh, you were... PBL was hoping that if anything, the Zeo would get rid of Igus, so the Atom Smasher would be extra credit, or it would combo, but because of that small drop from full screen, Igus having an option. She hopped on the ride and she went full in, all in. Oh,
that's that Mitsuru money. That's that Mitsuru money. She jumped in the limo and
she
headed on over to Adachi.
Just straight there. Oh my gosh. Just what a way to end it. And that's got to sting for PBL, who was had an opportunity there.
I think PBL had the right idea. If that Atom Smasher came out just a little bit earlier, it would have hit both characters, right? And if it hit both characters, that wouldn't have been even a factor. Adachi would have been nice and fine, would have been regaining health, and both characters on the side of Cax would have been like less than half. Things would have been okay.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they weren't okay, and now here we are in game 2, where okay is not even a factor for PBL.
I love the decision right there to use the EX missiles to get away. Yeah, because PBL wants to air unblockable you for trying to jump away from the Zeo, but you can't do that at that height. Oh, great cancel into Mind Charge.
Wow, that was such a good decision there.
Out.
Beating out the burst, getting huge damage. All this meter. Say goodbye, Adachi. You bursted, and you're just out of the game. 17K? 17K, what to say? 13K. Those numbers getting me confused there, but huge damage, and now Narukami all by himself.
Yeah, it would have been, what, 16.5 or 17 if, like, the second super ended up happening, but not necessary. So, Sidolphus Orlando himself coming in right now, the Thunder God.
Oh, that's a big
Yeah,
doesn't have enough meter
damage
to really finish it though, but has an opportunity to get the setup first. Oh, punished. Okay,
this is bad.
This is real bad. Use up the little EX bar to get the hard knockdown with the setup. Wake up buttons. The meaty was not timed.
Yeah, that was super unfortunate for PBL. This is going to give Cax all the time in the world to convert into a double super cross combo. And I'm certain that he's more than likely going to be going for that. Yeah.
Oh, the drop though. The drop. It's not. It's the hitbox on that just kind of small, so it didn't catch Narukami in the air. The block out, the chip damage, and there goes Igus. It's a solo match with the cat.
And then they hit on the low. Okay, he doesn't have bar to go into super here.
Oh, sandwich with the persona? No, the call. Oh my god, he just hit 5C. What? Didn't get the perfect timing,
so it didn't kill.
No, but this is gonna kill. Had the hit with Mind Charge. Oh my god, what the heck just happened?
There is so many things that went wrong there. So first, he was unable to time the meaty because there was the resonance activation, right? All right, okay, makes sense, right? That was one that's fine. The one that comes after that was unfortunately the drop there from Cax, which PBL was not ready for. So for some reason, hitting 5C, it connects, and that 5C could have killed if he had gotten higher than a good, but unfortunately he only got the good. And, you know, if you don't know about 5C, it's a mechanic called Crash, and it's a timed mechanic. If you press the button at the specific time, you get more damage and more meter and possibly a Resonance Blaze Diamond if you get the proper amount of timing. And because he didn't get the proper amount of timing, it didn't kill.
It did.
And so he tried to go for the mix-up on knockdown, right, which was overhead. It's considered to be airborne, which Cax apparently read because he went for an anti-air afterwards.
Just called out with the 2B as soon as that jump C came out, and just I mean, it's a little past morning. That was some served up brunch. We're getting scrambled eggs for brunch all over everywhere. So we're taking a second, letting the intros play, letting people cool down after that as we get into this next match with Cax up 2-0. Oh wow!
My goodness, yeah, that's the tallest anti-air in the game if you think about it.
I think, yeah, it's up there. I think that and Rachel reversal will go sky high.
I believe Rachel reversal actually has a top, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong about that.
Oh, but Adachi, the small drop, yeah, lets Agus survive with a pixel and a dream, but Elizabeth couldn't help. And Cats is both. Oh no, PBL with such a strong lead, just giving it up. Here comes the mind charge.
Yeah, I really like the decision to spend a bunch of meter. Oh, was ready for the mix-up immediately. Doesn't get the punish. And also the reversal action does not really do much either on top of that. Cax in Awakening, though, so has access to enhanced specials and just a lot more overall for the character. But, oh, I think that was
nice
a cross-up
hit.
right there.
Yeah, but the active switch made it so it didn't work out. I liked that he didn't try to punish it correctly because he would have got caught by the reversal action from Elizabeth. So it worked out. Atom Smasher with an assist behind it. Still got punished, though.
Oh, the ice didn't connect, but command grab coming out. Is that going to kill? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that is. They're gone. Elizabeth still alive. Catches the low. Nice avoidance of Narukami's entrance.
No bar, but I mean, now Narukami's going to be on life support. Resonance is assuredly going to come out fairly soon. Yeah, there it is.
Command grab. Okay, block it out. There's the command grab for the Persona.
And that's going to kill.
Yep. Thanatos helping out from full screen. We got full screen unblockables. And it was just like, when is it going to happen? Is it going to be after the Resonance? Is it going to be in the string somewhere? And unfortunate that PBL couldn't avoid it as Cax with a 3-0. I can't say clean because that got grimy in so many places, but Cax advances to the upper bracket finals where they have solidified their place in top 3, and they'll be facing against Mr. Rowanism.
So the chat was, what was it, 74, 75% all in on the Cax factor, and they were definitely right on that one. I am so impressed by the very last game. Right there, by the way, you saw that moment where the active switch hit with the super. I can only imagine for PBL that was meant to be cross combo activation to save Narukami, but probably pressed the active switch first on accident or something like that. And then here it is again. You wanted to see the combo into Atom Smasher, and unfortunately it was just a bit too late, and that caused the death. But this was just pure beauty right there. Cancel reversal action into mind charge because he reacted to the burst. Now, Elizabeth is one of the only character, maybe the only character that can cancel that reversal action, right, into something. So that was just amazing. And there it is.
Oh my gosh, there that was, the scramble in the corner here, and then just throwing out the Persona button and said, nice try, buddy. Taking that down a notch. And then the final play here, putting Adachi in a coffin, 5K off a command grab, and then not done yet, getting snatched up as Thanatos chunks him down, and Cax just running over things and just making a statement here saying, this is why I won last month. This is why I've consistently been in the top 3 here in the PS4 Tournaments Open Series. So Mr. Rowanism, you better watch out because I'm coming for you.
Yeah, and I mean, Cax and Mr. Rowanism both have similar scores here in the top 8. They're just kind of reversed, right? Cax went 3-2 to start. Mr. Rowanism went 3-0, and then it switched. 3-0 for Cax, Mr. Rowanism 3-2. So, I mean, hey, look, anytime you're in the upper bracket finals, you get the cream of the crop, and that's absolutely no difference here. But I feel like we're seeing like a full power Mr. Rowanism, something that we have only seen a few times in history, right? So, yeah. I mean, Cax cannot sleep on this moment. He's got to be worried about this whole thing.
He's got to be prepared because, again, that record shows that's there. And, y'all yourselves at home, if y'all want to compete against these monsters and throw yourselves in here and have a chance to be the cream of the crop yourselves, hit that link, compete.playstation.com, enter in the PS4 Tournament Open Series, play in the weekly events, and if you place well enough, you'll have your chance to compete in the monthly finals. So, hop to it. You can do it through the PlayStation proper itself. Under each of the games, you can join there or follow the link along. Enter, compete, have fun, and have a chance at some awesome monthly prizes.
Yeah, but while you guys go ahead and do that, check out that website and whatnot, we're going to kick it off to a very quick break before we hit that upper bracket finals and the rest of this top 8. It's going to be our last break, so please stick around.
On February 5th, the PS4 tournaments will be celebrating,
well, you. PlayStation is hosting the FGC Arcade.
a massive celebration for the fighting game community that will feature our top pros
and awesome commentators like me.
Like yours truly.
Like myself.
And we'll be showcasing a wide variety of fighting games. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate,
Soul Calibur 6,
BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle,
Under Night Inbirth EXE Late Claire. There will be some intense matchups.
all the top level play you could possibly imagine,
and more.
So make sure that you tune in on February 5th.
See what fighting game shenanigans unfold.
and of course, plenty more to look forward to.
PlayStation.
So many world famous players. They started online.
We are good to go for our first match of the stream.
We're here for FIFA 20 action. Who's going to be the overall grand final victor? The next PlayStation FIFA superstar.
I think the level of play that we're currently looking at, and it's fantastic. No one leaves today empty-handed.
PlayStation.
And welcome back, everyone. We are here to continue on the PlayStation Open Series tournament, the monthly finals here for BB Tag in the EU side. I am Wrath, and with me is the Bonic Plague. I hope you all have been enjoying the show so far because it's been a wild ride.
Well, I mean, you guys saw in the, if you were just watching the recap just a second ago, you saw how I was reacting to some of the matches we've seen so far, and I think it's not going to change. As we take a look at the bracket here, it only gets better. We have Mr. Rowanism and Cax in the upper bracket final. We do have a lower bracket match already concluded, so it's going to be Jaju J taking it over Zaveed 3-2. And then we are waiting on PBL versus Alicia Starlight. So, you know, whomever Jaju has to face is going to be one of those two. But the match we're looking at right now, right here, right now, Mr. Rowanism and Cax. This is about what we expected, I think, at the very beginning of the broadcast. Oh my god, real-time updates on the losers bracket. PBL is going to take it 3-0 over Alicia Starlight. So Jaju J and PBL is going to be... This is probably the most correct top four that I would have said. I don't know if the order would have been the same, but this is about what my prediction would be.
If you look at the bracket, that's the path you'd see. So, I mean, that makes sense with the track record of all the players. I mean, obviously, Cax being in the upper finals, just a testament of being the previous month's champ. That's the big part. And always been a staple of the grand finals here at the PlayStation 4 Open Series. So, you know, no surprise there. Mr. Rowanism, though, having an amazing and stellar month. Cax having the advantage there on the poll. You see 58%. Not as big as his first match, where he had 75%. So you see a lot of those Mr. Rowanism fans coming out the woodworks and supporting. But again, his run through this month, where up until this point, he had not lost a single game and had won every week. In the weekly qualifying events, took first place without dropping a thing. So will it be the champ, or will it be the contender to the throne with the track record to beat all track records? I'm excited. I cannot wait to see how this plays out.
If you're a regular in the Open Series and you are just now tuning in, you may be wondering, where's King Rasta? Had not showed up this whole month at all. So this is what we're working with right now. Rowanism, Cax, and Mr. Rowanism looks like a suitable replacement right now for King Rasta for sure.
Well, you saw the hit whiffed right over Elizabeth crouching, so got a grab there. Mr. Rowanism wasn't ready for that. Got tagged by the B laser from the air. Has to block this out.
Gonna put him in block stun, but no true mix-up right there because he was in the air. Oh, full conversion, easy money here.
All right, putting Seth in the mix-up. That's nice cross-up with the Elizabeth assist. Broke the ankles and forced the burst out. Gonna get a lot of free damage here on Hilda.
Yeah,
already
I mean,
at 9K.
Pretty much just... Yeah, Mr. Rowanism pretty much just wanted to save Seth. That he understood that Hilda was probably going to be offered up to the gods. I don't know if he understood that Hilda was going to die for it, though.
She was sacrificed. Was it a noble cause, or will it actually matter? But here comes Seth, as now Cax with a huge lead here. But that jump B, really good placement there from Mr. Rowanism. Has been utilizing like solo Seth extremely well today so far. Big damage, going right into Rambo Super. Gonna get all this there. Needs one more hit to knock out Elizabeth. Oh. But the wake-up command grab. Toss him in a coffin, bury this man, and any chance of a comeback in game one.
The final suit has been fitted onto Seth's body, and Cax is going to be lowering his body in that casket. Yeah, so first game, and that was looking real strong. I do like that Cax was completely unfearful of anything that he would have done after the knockdown there, because he had a full character which had taken 0 damage in the back, right? So if Elizabeth had died for that option for the wake up command grab, it wouldn't have been too big a deal. Aigis is in the back. She has full health. He's got full resources and all that stuff. It wasn't too big of a worry. The risk reward wasn't terribly far away from Aigis.
Yeah. Well, going into game 2, I want to see a bit more out of Hilda. She wasn't really a factor outside of the life bar in the last game. So if Mr. Rowanism can get stuff going, can make her presence known, that's a big factor of his previous victories. because Seth's super strong, but it's a team game. You got to have both people showing up on the court.
I mean, that's kind of the situation that Cax's team brings, though, right? Is like sometimes your character will actually not be a factor because sometimes you just get knocked down by Aegis, and with Aegis Elizabeth, there's a chance that you will not guess correctly multiple times.
Ooh, nice conversion. Speaking of that mix, great, just 2B into the sandwich, tech forward, but luckily, Mr. Ronan has a chance here to escape. Jump C, great normal. Jump C, super good. Moving her forward, has a great, super active hitbox, but unfortunate that out comes the reversal action and Hilda's down again.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the things that you didn't want to see there, Raph, unfortunately. And now Seth is already stuck in the blender here. What's the mix-up after this? That's the big deal. Okay,
mind charge. Uh-oh.
Oh, wait, is he? Okay, all right.
Okay, never mind.
I was going to say, I think he's dead.
Not quite, but barely avoids it. Didn't get a punish on the whiffed air super, and now that's just simple combo as Cax 2-0. 58% of y'all knew what's up. And Mr. Rowanism's streak is looking a little dicey right now. He's taken some losses, and he might looking at the precipice of getting sent to the lower bracket.
Yeah, maybe take a second to compose themselves. I feel like it might be a good idea because the momentum from Cax is gigantic right now. It's snowballing super hard, but okay, straight into it. Mr. Rowanism just content, right? So Seth coming in first here. And Hilda again has been kind of a non-factor. But how does Hilda become a factor with this kind of offense is the hard part.
It's like you said earlier in other matches. Hilda on defense it's a struggle, right? I mean, she got to play a little bit and get some stuff going, but it's just like if you don't have a good way of getting out or being able to presence of mind to switch out to Seth in a good way, that's just gonna make it the hardest part of this match. Because again, on offense, when he's controlling the set, look at him go. Extremely strong, already a huge life lead. The stop sign stopping Aegis, and now it's getting a lot of damage on Elizabeth. Command grab, jumps out.
Yeah, unfortunately, Elizabeth's going to get out scot-free. Mr. Rowanism's not going to be too happy about that. But now, Hilda active switched in just as Cax got in there.
Took a chance with the reversal action, worked out. And now we have the sandwich situation. What's going to be mixed up? There it is.
The low. But drop on the combo here. And, oh, man, Cax is going to take that all the way to the bank, keeping the Aegis alive.
All right, we're going to see here. Going to get just full extension. Okay. A lot of damage. Up back so the stop sign, and then I like that active switch. That was such a great decision here. And with the meter, Aegis might be going down. There's no burst available here for Cax. It's a start.
I definitely think it's a possibility. Oh, yes,
nice.
And couldn't burst that because the super happened before the burst became available. Got the overhead here. Counter hit on the 5A, so that means he's going to be able to get knockdown pressure. Just goes for the Seth Oki.
I like that. Active switch. Seth gets tagged, but how are you going to hit my friend, especially when you're Hilda? And I like that cross assault. Getting that last hit from the extension off of the auto combo. That was just really nice. Good decision there. Nice and easy. You know, you hit the Seth, you try to make it count, but you have to be ready to jump cancel as soon as possible because that extra credit's nice and all, but Hilda's ready to snipe you. She's right there ready to just say, stop that. And you saw it there, Mr. Rowanism keeping his hopes and dreams alive.
Yeah, it's a really good situation for the player who has the assist out because they're so far away that regardless of what you do to the assist is whatever, right? They can, attack, they can defend, they can just kind of whatever. And that's not even the full intent of the situation. The full intent of the situation is to put the opponent in the mix-up. If you happen to get out, they can punish the fact that you tried to get out at the same time.
Well, getting out doesn't look like a factor here. Cax is taking a lot of incremental damage. Nothing substantial yet, but Mr. Rowanism is controlling the pace of this match so far.
Yeah, oh, I love that. Knew exactly where Hilda was forced to go and just kind of got out of there. But there's the mix-up off the active switch. Is he going to get the full combo this time? No. Definitely not easy, especially not online.
I like that up back. Mr. Rowanism is so good. So
Like
good.
that up back?
At calling out the grabs, at setting up these like nice mix-ups. What a trade. Both characters bleeding on Cax's side. And here comes the rain. All right.
Oh, nice block there on the first overhead. Not the second, but doesn't get a full combo. Oh, the linchpin coming down.
Right, orbit effect, forcing Igus to have to pick her spots, but that jump C so good, and jump cancelable, or dash cancelable, so able to move in afterwards, getting some damage here. Wow.
It's gonna be the first time we're gonna see Igus by herself here, and she may not even get a chance, because this is looking like death before the super comes out.
I love that. It's like, you have a jump C, I have a jump C. That jump C from Hilda to the same effect, right? Advancing forward, active all the way through, and the angle of it's just super clean. So what a call out there from Mr. Rowanism, who brings it up from the brink of defeat, 2-2 in the upper finals.
Yeah, this was definitely looking like a CAC speed run for a moment there, but the adjustments here from Mr. Rowanism have been incredibly strong. Has basically been making it so that Igus does not have the same type of game plan at round start. Starting Seth has been a big help, right? Because of the character's movement, you can get away, you can kind of set things up that way. You can have the Hilda 4P come out, and then once Cax is in block stun, can maneuver a little bit more. But, you know, let's see what Cax's response is to that sort of play.
Okay, well, there you go. Off the bat, a really good start here, but the dive comes out, gets a grab, didn't go for a lot of throws throughout, so it was a nice snatch, and now here we have that pressure.
I don't know if that assist was intentional, because it looks like the combo dropped for it, but gets both characters in it. Can't fully convert, though.
That was tricky. That was super tricky. Gets the full super, and with the not enough bar to kill, but I like that situation. It was left, rights were all over the place. Super comes out, DPs, and it works. Oh no, that's the 4. That was the 4P that came through. Because Seth got hit. Because Seth got hit, it allowed Hilda enough time to get the assist out, and that hit, the invulnerability ended.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that especially happened right there is normally Cax is able to get away with being able to do super plus Elizabeth assist on wake up, right? Because there's the invincibility and then the laser saves the super from being punished. But that was not the case thanks to the Hilda 4P. We had mentioned that is probably one of the best assists in the game. It is insane, right? Exactly.
This is it. It's over.
Oh,
Mr. Rowanism, the reverse sweep, the reverse 3-0. Coming all the way from the brink of defeat, taking it over Cax to put themselves in the grand finals on the upper side. At this point, Mr. Rowanism is guaranteed $300. Has to lose 2 sets in grands to get taken down. But this is the person, the player that throughout all of January won. Week 1, I won. Week 2, I won. Week 3, I won. Week 4, guess who? And looking to seal the deal with a win in the finals.
Didn't just win every one of those weeks. That was not enough for Mr. Rowanism. Won with 5-0 in the Swiss bracket every single time. 5-0 the whole way through. Didn't lose a game in top 16. Gets to top 8. Only loses games to people in the semis, and then here in the upper bracket finals versus Cax, who is, again, somebody who has won at least 4 open series. 3 in a row at one point. Like, Mr. Rowanism has come into their own at this point. And I mean, again, if you look back at those weeks that Mr. Rowanism got those 5-0s, you'll notice that Cax was in some of those brackets and would have 1 loss. And that 1 loss, I'm pretty sure each time was Mr. Rowanism, if I'm remembering correctly. I'd have to check, but
consistent performance. Mr. Rowanism, made the switch full time in January, looks like, to this Seth, Hilda, and it has been paying off so well. He's got a great grasp of the characters, and even being like looking rough, right? Looking like Cax is ready to just do his thing as normal. Mr. Rowanism just showing that new strength that he has built for himself has been paying off so well. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. But before we can even get to that, we have a lower bracket semifinals to enjoy, as PBL, P-Blade, however you call them, will be going up against Jajuka Kukjj to see who fights Cax in the lower bracket finals.
Yeah, and I mean, we we saw quite a close match in the upper bracket. This, I feel like, is going to be another one of those possibilities. Now, mind you, PBL's team has the potential to steamroll anyone, right? That's just kind of how the team works. You can be incredibly strong. You can be at the same level as your opponent, but you might get steamrolled depending on the situation that you get put with. So, the score could be one thing, but the chat thinks it's 63% Jaju Kikuja J. So
understandable. Jaju's always been at the cusp of taking one of these. Has always had like great showings, getting like top 3 multiple times, and just always fighting extremely well. So PBL might not be the favorite to win, though. They'll still do well because they made it to grand finals last month. They showed the capacity for being able to be that driving force. But at the end of the day, Jaju has this slight advantage in the crowd's eyes.
Yeah, I mean, and one thing I can't stress enough, honestly, is that PBL has done exceptionally well outside of the Open Series, right? Has done very well inside of the Open Series as well, right? Grand Finals last month, if I remember correctly, versus Cax. But has beaten Cax, Jaju Kikuja J, and King Ronsta, I believe, all, or at least placed higher than them, but in a EU bracket outside of the Open Series before. It was not the tournament that Black Ace runs, but it was another EU tournament that I very specifically remember something like that. What? What is this?
All right, this is what it is. We're having a good old fun time. All right, we see the Yuzu team coming through again for PBL, and guess who it is? It's Yosuke Hanamura with Mai coming on the back end, as we're gonna have just unpredictability is gonna be that factor here, as PBL's like, I'm just gonna do what I like, and he showed a Mai last month. He showed the capacity for playing a Mai team. So pairing up with Yosuke here.
He surprised us last month, and now I guess he's working on that again this month here. Yosuke, I mean, we've talked about Yosuke a lot thanks to King Ronsta. Incredibly strong character, very hard to catch, very hard to deal with on the mix-up as well. Push block can sometimes not seem like a real maneuver, but one thing that happens versus Yosuke, that happens versus a lot of high mobility characters, is that Hilda 4P stops him in his tracks.
Yeah, just like that. Especially with the mobility that Yuzu has in stance. For even though you might be able to see it somewhat, but left, right, up, down, you gotta guess. There's a wake up super blocked out. I like that. Dash up, full punish. Let her land, get the counter hit, and run the loose.
Yeah, so much easier for to punish that super in this game in comparison to BlazBlue Centrifusion.
Ooh, good grab. Right into super here.
Before you can burst.
All right. One mix up. It's a good chance here. High, low. What do we got? Goes low. Nice block. And that push block into Yosuke, but 4P from 4P from Yuzu is going to catch. Now Yosuke looking a little rough for him right now.
Oh, great defense on that one. Wow. So he was able to block the empty jump low, and now Yuzu is in block stun here. He's trying to make something happen with that cross combo, but no dice, and both of his characters are just on life support. It is looking real difficult to navigate, and the jump is going to get defeated by the reversal action.
And they're still having to hold this pressure. Mai getting a little bit of life back, just chilling. We're both chilling. We're just hanging out. Run up super. Oh, it crossed up because she was crouching. It looked like it just stayed. And oh my God, Mai. Oh my God, happy birthday with the resonance. And now we have a match. Oh my God, they killed it. Oh, this is Jump on the back end. No! PBL, what are you doing? You're winning game 1 with a prayer and a dream and supers for days.
Oh my goodness. Yo, PBL made Jaju Kikuja J scared enough to walk his face directly into the super. The first time you had it, you called that correctly. It crossed up because he was crouching. If he was not crouching, things would have been fine. Everything would have been Gucci, no problems. But The second one, when he ran up, he forced him to call assist and do a throw tech, or not throw tech, excuse me, do a jumping normal at the same time to defeat a possible throw, which was what Jaju expected, but was not what was coming out of PBL.
But all I know is PBL went to the moon. This man's got diamond hands, if I've ever seen one. And that's all it takes, right? You go in, all in on the dip. If I've learned anything this past week.
All right, well, I mean, you know, it was looking very difficult for PBL to navigate the screen before Mai came in. So I wonder if that'll just end up being a similar factor, or oh, there it is. Yeah, that's just one of the hardest situations to deal with when you're fighting versus Yosuke.
Okay, got the push block though. And Yosuke again basically snapped out. He comes in, gets swatted by a Yuzu's sword. And again, Jaju with a small lead here. So barely in his favor, but controlling the pace of the match, and decently. Oh, here's a big punish.
Yeah, I really wanted to be able to catch that air unblockable, but didn't get it. Oh, that was accidental. Yeah, that was not meant to be TK EX. But that super's gonna get blocked. This one's gonna get punished, and no burst available here.
Yeah, it has the meter now. Can opt to go for a super with the cross combo to try to finish off Mai. Get rid of the problem, right? But we'll see what PBL brings out with Yosuke. Oh, Pixel with a Pixel. Oh, and there's the defensive burst. I like that. Moonsault gets a hit.
Yeah, the problem is still here apparently, because Maya's got that life back, and now Hilda may go down here. Burst is available.
Oh, okay, and Yuzu gets out. Nice. Really good here for Jaju. He needed that Hilda to survive, and now still has a big life lead. What a teleport.
Well, I mean, one character's going to go down. He just has to choose which one it's going to be, and he chose Mai.
All right, now he's just trying to build the bar. How can he okey-doke this and make this happen? Okay, presses buttons on the empty jump at the start. All this bar here is going to choose to spend a little bit of meter. Dab on him.
Jojo pose.
Oh, but the wake up reversal. Okay, I like that. Put Yosuke back full screen. Has 5 bars.
Trying to get the cross up on that one, but no dice there as PBL was defending properly. Now the life totals are actually okay here for PBL. He could definitely make this comeback, especially with the bar, especially being in Rampage time where you get extra meter passively. You guys can take a look at the gauge. But got opened up right there. Jaju's going to be taking game number 2.
All right, yeah, that was a little bit longer of drawn out of a fight, but Jaju holds strong in game 2, tying it up 1-1. And that was just good adjustments overall. I mean, the biggest thing was taking out Mai. Take out Mai first, make it so Yosuke is the one. He's, he might be able to YOLO a little bit with all that bar, but it's not as much party time as it was. It would have been. But we'll see how it keeps going out. I like the teams from both these players and how they're playing so far. So it's just been keeping me on the edge of my seat. I'm happy to see that back and forth and just overall.
Oh, okay. Hilda's up.
Okay. Forcing the switch out. PBL is going to be rotating characters probably with every loss.
I mean, it has the opportunity. Definitely has the character pool to do so. So I mean, it's not out of the question at all. I wonder if they even knew that Yosuke Mai was going to take a game, right? Like.
Can't escape from crossing fate.
All right, this is gonna be real funny here. Brown start EX with that 9-frame starter, but nice jump forward from Jaju. Gets tagged though, but they hold the 4P.
Hey, look, 9-frame cinematic. There's no way to do that poorly. Whoa, okay, dropping the combo specifically to go for grab. Gets the happy birthday. Both characters coming out.
Okay, not gonna CC. We're gonna keep Seth in this corner here. Seth with a lot of life loss. EX though, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And because that EX leaves standing, you can combo the 5C, but the wake up reversal works out for Jaju.
Oh wow, JB is gonna hit. Knockdown. What's the block though? It's low.
Goes low. And manages to burst out and gets forced in that sandwich and gets caught low. 2B, a very strong long-range low here from Yuzu. And now it's all down to solo Hilda. I mean, this works out great for Jaju. He's got a Hilda of the zone to offer that full screen support, and then you have anytime Yuzu's in stance, if you try to swing a projectile at her, she just dodges it. So how does PBL approach? He can't, because he's down. And Jaju now up 2-1.
Yeah, as somebody who has played Hilda versus Yuzuria many times, me being on the Yuzuria side, I know that matchup is not fun for Hilda. She is not a big fan because she only has, I think it's 2 physical attacks, technically. 2, it might be 3. But basically, if she is full screen, she cannot hurt Yuzu if she is in stance. It's just not a thing that she can do. So that's just the mechanic, you know. Like when she's in stance, she auto dodges projectiles the second they reach to Yuzu, and a lot of projectiles on the side of Hilda. So I don't know. Probably gonna see another character switch. It's looking like Akihiko Mai.
Okay, all right. Why not, right?
Okay, no, he's just picking random. He's just
rotating. Okay, he's just hitting the roulette. Keeps spinning it until it lands on something he wants to go with. So, you know, what's it going to end up? Jaju's not going to move anywhere from what they're doing right here. So they're just waiting, seeing, and mentally preparing themselves for PBL's meme picks as he just tries to okie doke and have fun with it.
Mitsuru Akihiko.
That's a classic.
That has merit. It has merit.
Classic. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Get ready.
Because specifically, earlier we talked about the defensive options for these 2 characters, Yuzuria and Hilda, not being so great, right? They have very slow buttons. Their reversal actions are not amazing, and their wake-up supers are okay, right? These 2 characters are super strong at controlling the screen and rushing you down, both at the same time. If they can navigate that Hilda 4P, I do not see it being any easy. Yeah, it's gonna force bursts. It's gonna do a lot of mental damage to Jaju, unless he can get away, of course.
Yeah, and if he can start his pressure though, which is looking good so far, it's gonna. Yep, I like that. Puts Hilda kind of away, so it's hard to reversal her. And nice, speaking of reversals, catch up to Aki, gets the grab. A lot of good grabs here. That's always a good check. You know, grabs are super strong, and people tech him. You're at an advantage if you're playing Hilda, because she has one of the best post-tech options.
I love that setup right there from Jaju. He used that the rush super specifically for the chance to go into stance. Now he's got both characters, but no bar, no assist. I mean, however, PBL is on life support in all ways. He's just swaying left and right at this point. Okay. Oh, EX sway.
EX. All right, we're punching her out. Bringing out Mitsuru and the double DP. All right. It's what it is. You get
that was definitely looking like PBL wasn't too sure how to play Mitsuru there for a moment. Okay, Mazio dying. He had 5 stacks too, so that did 7K. Yeah. That was a ton.
All that swaying back and forth. I don't like this. That's it. Bet the farm. Unfortunately, the floor went out from under him, and PBL left holding the bag. Jaju taking that 3-1 and advancing over into the lower bracket finals.
He really saved my day.
Yeah, definitely an interesting way to play that last game there for PBL. But, you know, still in the money. Gonna make some money regardless. Not gonna make it to lower bracket final, but hey, that's it's not exactly easy in this particular bracket, I would personally say.
No, but they either way put on a show. That was wild. 3 different teams and just unrelentless, just doing what they want. Oh my gosh. 1 super. That's already like half-life on both. Then it gets the happy birthday.
Beautiful.
As you should just get sniped. And then we just have one to grow on. I like that chase. Try to jump C out, gets caught out, and then the grab to just end it there. And PBL, you couldn't have asked for a better round end. That's a tilter. That's a tilter.
I'm so glad that he ended with that super specifically too. Like he could have just done a regular combo after throw, but ended with the super, right? And it was that super that he had just done like 8 times.
I mean, you got the bar and you wanted to make a statement and just have fun with it, so that was beautiful. But speaking of beautiful, Jaju with just great offensive choices there. And then here where it's just like, what's Hilda gonna do?
Yeah. She actually cannot do anything other than walk forward to try and get in range of a physical attack versus the character. And then there's that happy birthday. The sways were coming out, you know, tried to use the big bang upper, but none of it was common.
Yep. Jaju's like, I've seen enough. you're not even going to get your full super to come out so I can punish it. We're just going to end it here. And now we have our top 3 solidified here for this month's EU Finals at the PS4 Open Series. So Mr. Rowanism awaits the winner of our next match, as Cax and Jaju will be facing once again, as they had faced in round 1 of winners, and Cax took that 3-2. It was a close set. So I'm excited to see how this plays out, as Jaju has the momentum coming in from that last win.
Most definitely. Cax has been waiting in the wings. I do wonder what Cax the wings. What Cax was thinking about that matchup, because it was one of the closer matches that he ran into other than Mr. Rowanism, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to have that in the back of your mind and think about, like, okay, how can I make this a 3-0 instead of a 3-2? Because I don't even want that chance. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what I assume Cax is going to be, having sat there watching that previous match. But 50-50 on the tire here. That makes a lot of sense to me. It makes a lot of sense to me. I totally understand.
We have a chat divided, perfectly divided. We got Team Cax, Team Jaju Kukuje. I can say it sometimes. I'm 50-50 on that.
I believe
I'm 50-50 on even saying that. So that's how divided everything is right now. And now we're going to see. Will it be the Yuzu Hilda, or can Aigis and Elizabeth continue their trek? Let's go.
So already forcing the burst. The cross combo came out, and did I see the laser? Oh, no. It hit the Persona, I think. I was going to say, I thought I saw the laser go the incorrect direction, but I guess maybe I'll have to check the replay or something later at some point. Okay, knockdown situation here. Oh, yeah, I like the decision, right? You get Aigis in for free. The opponent, it has to block, and if you switch to Aigis, it cannot be push blocked.
Yeah, but looks like Jaju thought out, gets the linchpin, and now Hilda is in with a lot of life and letting Yuzu heal up. Gonna jump C out. Yep, there it is. Hits Elizabeth on the way down. And what a good start here, is Jaju's controlling everything. His Hilda being the MVP in my eyes so far for his run this tournament.
His Hilda has been putting in so much work. The EU players have a strong disdain for fighting against Hilda too. So I wonder if like a lot of mental damage ends up happening. Oh, the super's gonna connect! And it's Resonance version, so big damage.
Big damage, yep. You thought your cars could get out, but you're not driving anything as good as Aigis is.
It's that Mitsuru money, I'm telling you. I mean, Hilda's got a lot of money too, right? She's rich.
And she's got it all. And it's working out pretty good. All those tools paying the dividends, but nice jump over. Wow, right over Thanatos. Jaju looking to take game number, with the super, take game number 1. All right, so overall, what was your thoughts on game number 1 as a whole? What we saw out of these two players in the run back?
It was what you see 90% of Jaju Kakuji's matches amount to. You were trying to catch Jaju as much as possible because he's just running away, annoying the crap out of you. And it's leading you into worse and worse situations incrementally, right? Like, I mean, for a little bit, it felt like Cax may have caught up to be able to catch Jaju, but it was not happening at the very end of there.
I would say a lot of it too came down to Jaju moving in, because we saw like the jump C's from Hilda pay off a lot. We saw that one beautiful jump in that he did with Yuzu, right? So his not just running away, it's just, the be able to turning it off and on this offense, being unpredictable. And when am I going to just play this forward each game? When am I just going to go in and catch you off guard? It's just been really, really good.
So some of those JCs from Hilda were actually in attempts to escape. Because like you remember one of the JC was like Aigis cross combos, Elizabeth's in the back, Aigis is showing up. He needed to JC to be able to get away from air unblockable DP, and then if he active switched, the JC hits Elizabeth. So it covers multiple options, but it's also like an escape at the same time.
Okay, gonna get caught again. We got another collision. Two cars crashed that rear end. You gotta call the insurance on that one.
Ooh, but he should be able to kill Aigis right here without issue. Not going to use any bar either. And Cax is going to have to fight from very far behind.
Yeah, especially now with Resonance timer going down. And Jaju with all this bar to just spend on EX, keep Cax out, and that resonance is just not amounted to anything.
Gotta watch out for Thanatos, yeah.
Okay,
Instant overhead right there. Oh, hits from behind too? Hilda does it all.
And what an EX with the active switch with just a 4-bar. Keep it simple. Jaju up 2-0. Every little bit is just amounted and just frustration is the name of the game. Just play in such a way that it's like, I just want to play. Cax just wants to play, and he's, nope, not today. Not right now. Not this set.
Yeah, I mean, that is one of the weaknesses of Cax teams, is specifically that Runaway is very strong against it. Obviously, when Cax, puts you in block stun, it doesn't matter which character you are in terms of Runaway, but you have to get to that point, and okay, never mind, he switched back. He switched back. Sorry, I had only ever seen Cax switch characters one time before, and so I was not ready to see a new character that I had never even seen from them, even past that one time they switched. So, just back to the regular world team, the tried and true right here. Possible final game for Cax if he is not able to make some sort of adjustment.
We've seen reverse 3-0s before. We've seen big comebacks. So, Cax, being previous month's champ, has that power and a big start here. Big lead. It's going to have Hilda in the corner here. What's the pressure? Nice. Jump C to escape. But because of the active switch, Yuzu's in the corner, has to hold that pressure. And now he's going to take a bunch of damage here. Nice conversion.
Yeah, this is the offense versus defense situation of the two teams in Dynamic. It's playing out right before your eyes. Jaju Kikuji's team just does not have the option to get away. And even when you do have a lot of defensive options, Aegis and Elizabeth together bring forth something that negates a lot of those defensive abilities.
Ooh, gets caught out trying to dash through, and look at Cax go. Half of a perfect. We see the blue bar there on his Elizabeth, and that's a pure Cax round. Everything you want to see out of the team just worked out, got in, kept pressure, kept the corner because of the one active switch to Yuzu, made it so that Jaju was just stuck there and had to play defensively 90% of that match.
Yeah. No, I mean, having to play defensively 90% of the match is one of the biggest detriments to Jaju. It doesn't happen super often, as you have seen so far in the Open Series, but when it does, you can really see the difficulties that he has trying to get out of that kind of situation.
Yep, so at least at round start, you started a neutral situation here, be able to back it up, called the Hilda assist, but now here we are in the corner here. Elizabeth putting pressure. Oh, wow! Despite it all, was able to basically stay out of that DP's range. And Elizabeth put that pressure.
Oh,
counter hit.
Oh, no.
Big counter hit.
Okay.
So the damage is done. We're keeping Hilda in the corner here, but the 4P sneaking through. And now it's Aegis who's losing all this life.
Well, luckily able to save Aegis right there before the super was going to come out. He wanted to try and get that before it could happen. Oh, got the hit, but no bar to fully convert from full screen. Oh, and there it is. Yeah. So there right there was the auto dodge and the projectile. Unfortunately, Jaju Kikuji J ended up moving or pressing a button, which caused him to get hit by it. Gonna block the Aegis super.
What? He tried to throw a grab because he tried to throw. Aegis was still airborne. It didn't work. Oh my God. Giving Cax. Don't be giving Cax chances. You see what happens when you give a Cax a chance.
The rare Cax out in the wild. Being given a chance.
Oh my gosh. Found the low. But because it was out of Orgia, he couldn't convert off anything from it.
Well, I guess it's going to go down. Now it's Elizabeth versus Hilda. Solo, both with resonance activation. A lot of bar for Hilda to work with, but her resonance is getting ready to run out. She's probably going to try and keep summoning meteors. But the anti-air with the low?
The anti-air low catching the jump. And now we got, Jaju with the pressure here. So they have meter to get the finish, but ran out all of Cax's resonance. But Cax has a lot of bar, a lot of patience. Persona. Oh, and
jumped over the Persona normal, sniped him at the top of the screen, and Jaju Kikuji J is going to be taking it over Cax 3-1. New year, new open series.
Oh my gosh, what a set. After Cax went all the way to that upper bracket finals, falling to Mr. Rowanism and to Jaju. What a crazy circumstance. Because again, this top four is what you said. This is what you expected to see out of from the player lineup. But whatever order it was in, no one knew. It was just that 50-50 split. No one could even tell this set how it would end out. But Jaju making a statement and just playing extremely well to his character's strengths. You know, the first two games were just extremely solid, controlling the pace with this Hilda Yuzu team, and then just putting Cax on the back foot so well, and avoiding being put in pressure, which is what his team wants as a whole. And you saw Cax had some good moments there. Getting one game in a convincing faction is enough to get that confidence going. Just didn't seem like enough. And you see that this is the Cax run that he won. Yuzu runs into the assist, and Cax the big win there. But once again, as Yuzu gets a chance to control the pace here, Hilda backing it up. And despite it all, and despite Yuzu going down, just like that Hilda play was just too good. That jump back, that hit into the conversion, that was just really nice. I'm really happy for Jaju and their stellar performance there.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cax, this is one of the lower placings that Cax gets, but it's not the first time we've seen it, I don't think. Actually, no, I think Cax normally gets at least top 2. I don't know if I've ever seen him get a third. But regardless of that fact, going to be walking away home with some money in his pocket. Well, I mean, not walking home. He's already at home because you guys, anyone here can compete here at the Open Series from the comfort of their own home if you go to compete.playstation.com. However, Grand Finals. We have reached the nitty-gritty of the EU Open Series. This is going to be a very, very different Grand Finals than anybody's used to. And for the month of January, this was the tail of the tape for these two players. Up until this top 8 bracket, Mr. Rowanism had not lost a single game. Not a one. And Jaju Kikuja J was, while still losing some of them out of the weeks, had not lost very many. 80% win ratio. Similar amount of matches to Mr. Rowanism. Similar character.
Like 100% win rate. You don't see that. You don't see that ever, and was on pace to keep that 100% alive in the finals. Took some game losses, but defeating Cax and making that statement of saying this is what I've been doing the whole month through. Because to get to this point, you mentioned it before, he had to have defeated Cax in one of these weekly finals. Or more than likely, Cax had lost, obviously, because in some capacity, Mr. Rowanism won them all. But the same can be said for Jaju Kikuja. Mr. Rowanism defeated them in some capacity as well, more than likely. So, it is the mountain to climb for Jaju. He has to defeat Mr. Rowanism in sub. It has to defeat him. Has to bring him down to lower bracket and then do it again. This is a big advantage for Mr. Rowanism. He is coming into this with everything on his side. I'm excited to see how this Grand Finals is going to go.
So this is it. Grand Finals, first monthly finals of the EU Open Series for BB Tag. Jaju Kikuja J, Mr. Rowanism. Here we go. Now, one thing I would love to point out that Mr. Rowanism specifically has their highest placing in the Open Series so far has been 3rd place. No matter what happens today, they will be getting a higher place than that.
Yep. And we'll see with Jaju, though. That momentum from beating Cax. Already a huge start. Taking out the set. Here comes Hilda, who hasn't appeared this entire match so far, but she's getting blessed. That pressure's on. Here comes the sandwich. Where are we going?
Not looking real pretty right now. Kind of get the opened up as a low. Okay, so real talk. Jaju Kikuja J has yet to do overhead active switch on that mix-up. He hasn't done it a single time on broadcast. Maybe he did it off stream, but right now he has not done overhead, not once, and he just got a perfect to start out the Grand Finals.
All right, Jaju. Oh my gosh. I'm feeling invincible. Look at that. That was such a sneaky just jump over, empty jump 2C into active switch. So not only did you have the sandwich there, you had basically just the low cross up coming out, and that's just such a nasty mix. I love seeing that. And we'll see what Mr. Rowanism can do. He hasn't played yet, obviously.
It's been a while, yeah. He's
plays,
real cold right now.
He's still waiting for grand finals to start.
Well, I mean, hey, look. Sometimes in BB Tag, you just get steamrolled, right? This is the nature of the game. The mechanics, the way the characters are built, etc. all lead to the possibility of just legitimately getting steamrolled a game. So it's not impossible that could happen. And, you know, maybe adjustments can be made. And adjustments seem like they're getting made right now.
Yeah, I like that up against the throw, getting the dive immediately. The A version of the dive, extremely good call out. Super good move, you know, and we saw a lot of it, you know, offline, but had to take out Seth. He's leading immensely. Good swap. Want to run the Yuzu against the Hilda to have that invincibility to projectiles while in the stance, and the extra range helps a lot too.
Oh, that was a super smart push block right there from Jaju. The push block actually got him out of the sandwich situation with Seth.
Ooh, nice up back. You know, beats out the EX Lynch pin. Can't high-low somebody who's in the air.
Oh, I guess maybe looking for a reversal action on that one. I don't know, just kind of sat there. Oh, Mr. Rowanism's Hilda's gonna get clipped right here. Burst is available, but I mean, nothing's gonna kill that she could do here. So probably not gonna use it.
A lot of
get that Hilda out though.
Called Seth assist. It's gonna put on the blades. What an option! Going right into air stance. That was so nice to get out of there and get a full kill on Seth. Jaju with the decision making of the gods.
Yeah, just incredible play so far from Jaju. He is going to get hit there, though, and Resonance is active, so he's going to keep getting a little bit more damage packed on. It's what comes after that's really important. Okay, will you push block? No! Yeah, so one of the things about Yuzu Super is you want to try to push block Yuzu so that you can get a happy birthday on the character that DHC's in.
Dodgy.
Yep, there it is.
And the DP though! The block on that reversal, expecting Mr. Rowanism to go forward, to attack, to try to break through the stance, but the patience there. And now we have Resonance available for Jaju. It's gonna make it rain and pop it, yep. Get a lot of bar and gonna force it where the next hit kills.
Ooh, that could have been that next hit, but unfortunately just was not ready for that to connect. The low comes out. Mr. Rowanism has no more health, and finally an overhead. That's the second one we have seen from Jaju so far.
It's a smart decision, right? Because even if they traded, it was over. Just needed any kind of hit there on Jaju's side. So Mr. Rowanism trying to mount a good comeback there, but just wasn't enough. And now Jaju just needs one more game to reset this bracket.
Yeah, and again, that is only reset point. Jaju does not win the tournament off of that. For those of you unfamiliar for a double elimination bracket, you know, we're on the official PlayStation channel. Some people unfamiliar with fighting games and tournaments in general might not know. A double elimination bracket means every person has a second chance, right? Even the person who goes to grand finals on the upper bracket side will have a second chance. So it is up to the person coming from lower bracket to force them into that second chance and then take them out off of that.
All right, where did Seth go? Seth about to leave the screen here. Yes, that's 6P
Where did
coming
Seth
in.
go indeed?
He's a ninja, right? He's good at disappearing. He excels at disappearing by whatever means. And now Jaju with a big combo here on this Hilda anchor, who only has level 1 resonance, is getting blessed. One more hit here, even while in resonance. Not even resonance, it's over. Reset.
40-second final game of the reset. 3-0. Jaju Kakuja J looking to speed run right now.
He's trying to be done with it. It's getting, it's getting to the evening. He's got to go get some dinner. He wants to get this $400 real quick and, spend it on a nice dinner for him and his family and his loved ones. And, I'm about it, it's a Saturday too, right? And I know we don't see a lot of the monthly finals for BB Tag on a Saturday, so we are spending the weekend here. And, that extra scratch can make that person have a lot of fun.
Hey, it's one of my favorite ways to spend the weekend if I get to be honest with you. So, oh my god, both kills and 14 at the same time.
Oh, the orb! Okay. Nice! And it puts him in the corner. So this is Mr. Rowanism's opportunity here as we're starting a fresh set.
Yeah, I gotta imagine having not played for as long as he did has made him very cold. Because, you know, on the training mode while you're waiting for your match to start is only gonna be so much. All right. Whereas, like, Jaju Kikuchijay has been on the hot seat for several matches straight. Just completely warmed up.
What a meaty. Catches it out. Mr. Rowanism gets caught low with that 2D.
Really trying to take that first.
Oh, but wait a minute. Nice jump C. Catches out with the Seth just behind it. And with the 2 ball. Oh, no. If he had to finish the combo, he might have been able to get to Hilda.
Again, another low on that mix-up. Has not gone overhead a single time on that specific mix-up.
Oh my gosh. Hilda lost a lot of life. She managed to get out. Gonna raid the blades. Bring in Yuzu. Elbow. Elbow. Is everybody on Jaju's team pretty much has a dive kick?
Yeah, I mean, if you consider Yuzu JC a dive kick, then yes.
It's active on the way up and all the way down until it hits, so it's pretty much a dive kick at this point. All right, good pressure here. Rowanism trying to start something. Oh, but the burst only affecting on Hilda.
Yeah, it was a beautiful active switch and really smart decision by Mr. Rowanism, but unfortunately his character is now going to die as well. He has kind of a hill to climb, but okay, the grab is going to make it much less of a hill.
That EX dive, nice air to air. Here comes Yuzu, having to block a little bit, but the top end of that DP worked in the grab.
This should be done. Just got to hit the whole combo. It is online, so I know it can be a bit difficult. Yep. Okay.
Great stuff. Jaju Kikuchijay taking that first game here in the reset, needing 2 more to overcome Mr. Rowanism, who before this hadn't lost a single set all month long here in the PS4 Open Series until now. Lost 1, and the person who did it is trying to run this through him.
Well, look, Mr. Rowanism showed a lot stronger play at the beginning of that, right? The first game was a lot closer. That was not the steamroll that the previous 3 games had shown in the first set. So the gears can start turning for Mr. Rowanism, it's looking like. And the Seth is able to maneuver around Yuzu a little bit better at round start. From what I saw in that previous game, right? So, and I think that's going to be a big factor. If he can continue that, is another story.
So we'll see. Mr. Rowanism showed a lot more life in that game 1 here of the final set. So if he can just tap into that power, he can make it count. As long as, I mean, he has better chance on offense. If he can get the Seth to start going, put that pressure on, you know, that's going to be the deciding factor here, since he has the, you know, he has a better advantage when he's on defense, I think, but his offense might not be as strong from a full screen since he doesn't have the Yuzu. Okay, full conversion. Nice, getting the damage here. Mr. Rowanism already lost a good chunk on both his characters.
He got the hit on him trying to jump out on this. So he's got 1 more mix-up. Oh, invalid combo. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was an easy full screen.
Slash.
Caught hit the throw with the super. Big damage here on Hilda. And, I mean, Mr. Rowanism character's on life support, but right back at you.
Turn it back around. Ojo-sama lasts everywhere. It's becoming of such a wonderful lady. And, oh, happy birthday. So it made it so it couldn't get a burst there. But lost a lot of life. Slash right through.
Yeah, was unable to be able to get the conversion off of that, but he's gonna be able to hit Hilda on this one. So yeah, there's the burst, and he knew. Oh no, I was wrong. I thought he baited that burst, but
oh, gotta guess the low. Nice. Mr. Rowanism got it down to the solo Yuzu, but the DP catches Hilda or Yuzu trying to up back.
Yeah, tried to jump over anything he could do, but unfortunately for him, that's one of the strengths that Hilda's reversal action actually has. There's not very many of them, but that is one of them, and not going to end up working out. However, Mr. Rowanism taking the first game, stopping the 4-game win streak right there from Jaju Kikuchijay.
I mean, he was bleeding going all into this, so he has stopped the flow of blood. He is showing signs of life here. That pulse is coming out. And we have a set. We have a set. That was good for Mr. Rowanism.
Tourniquet is on.
Yep.
The Band-Aids are all over the hands. All right. Okay.
I mean, that's the big thing, right? It's that puts you back in that good place where it's like, I can do this. I can do this. I'm not getting steamrolled like I did that first set. You know, I'm showing that Jaju is strong, but I can make it count. So let's go, Mr. Rowanism. Trying to bring this back.
Every time you said, I can do this, I just thought of the Piccolo chant. Just, I can do this. I can win. Yes, yes. I feel great. I feel so alive. Oh, man. Well, that's got to be how Jaju's feeling with a happy birthday. Okay, he'll assist activate. Oh, it's too far. Try again. Second time's the charm.
Might as well. Oh, burst at the last second. Reversal action, though, catches. Gonna go through. It's gonna connect.
And it still hit Yuzu? Wow,
He's
that's
still
amazing.
gonna go. He's gonna run right through. Seth does not care. He will infiltrate. That's his job right here.
Ninja.
Teen Ninja.
Yeah,
like
he knew not to attack right there because of the stance. So he was like, the orb is gonna force her into the fully invincible state, not wanting to deal with that. But kills Yuzu off, doesn't have to deal with her now.
Despite the two happy birthdays and air to air, good stuff. And I like that. Good side swap. And forcing the sandwich even. Not even worried about that. Here comes Resonance. Catches with the jump. And here we go. No meter to end this, but Resonance timer going down.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage because that's just raw plus the Resonance version. She's gonna be alive, I think, though. Yeah.
Oh, the back tech made it to avoid the low spike. So now here comes Seth, a lot of life, and Hilda's coming back up. EX works out, gonna get assist to extend it, and there you go.
Yeah, okay, so 2-1 now. Mr. Rowanism. You know, we saw this versus Cax. Now that I think about it, Cax went up 2-0 on Mr. Rowanism in the upper bracket set. And then immediate comeback, like some of the stronger amounts of adaptation that we had seen from pretty much anybody. And I wonder, are we seeing that right here? Because now,
I mean, if you think about it, he went down 4-0 in these two sets. So this is like a bigger power up. He's been down to the brink, and he's just like this juiced up monster running it back. He's not down 2-0 in this set, but winning 4 games straight is unleashing Final Form Mr. Rowanism.
I mean, this is one of the best times to play your Final Form if you've got one, because everybody knows that you get a ton of money for first place.
Yep, a lot on the line here. Mr. Rowanism just needs one more game to take it over Jaju and to take this monthly finals.
Big hit on the Hilda right here.
There's a burst now available. Gonna get hit, immediately burst there, but almost had a punish there. Yes, nice block on the empty jump low.
Yeah.
EX with the orb behind, never a bad idea. He's not gonna switch into Hilda, just wants her to recover a little bit.
Ooh, was able to get the low, but no full conversion. That's great for Mr. Rowanism because he keeps Seth alive, but Jaju, yeah, needs to get rid of this problem right now.
Oh, couldn't with the time. Really good time burst. Has a chance here. EX linchpin. Oh, and there's a punish on the jump C. Seth, all by his lonesome, has to pop this resonance, but here comes the pressure.
And that's going to do it right there. User reassist, probably catching him trying to jump out or something like that. Or maybe he expected the cross up because Hilda was jumping at the time. And so we are now 2-2. We are on our final game of the reset. And this is it. This last game determines who's taking this tournament right now. And I, again, have to mention, neither of these players have won an Open Series monthly final. So this is the time. Like
this is the best shot, right? This is, starting off the year with a new champion for the EU finals. So I'm just excited how this will all play out because this is last chance. Everything is down to this. There's $400 for this first place winner. It's a lot on the line, not just the title, not just the PlayStation 4 theme, but you have an extra $100. Oh, the 4P coming in, saving Seth Bacon and getting a hit on him. But because of the burst, Seth now in the corner here.
Yeah, great call out on the throw there for Mr. Rowanism, but Jaju trying to fight back. Oh, cross combo is going to, cause a possible cross-up situation. and Mr. Rowanism is going to take that to the bank.
I love that extension there with the active switch. It's going to get the knockdown, force the burst out, but the DP on the 5C, not having any of that.
Ooh, immediate active switch too, recognizing that the Hilda 4P is not going to help extend the combo. Tech right out and reads the reversal action. Mr. Rowanism is looking to take Hilda down right here, right now.
Doesn't even have to use a bar, staying alive, jump C. Hilda with a sliver of life has to make it a
should
escape
have used the
somehow.
bar. Oh
Okay,
no!
There's the active switch. There's a big active switch. Staying alive. Jaju now has to play solo Yuzu, but gets sniped by the jump C. With 3 bar, there's the burst, the block, the reversal. Jaju staying in it. Throwing it all to
the hit on
chance.
Hilda. If he can kill Hilda here, he can change the tide. But the problem is he just does not have the bar. I don't think this will kill.
Just the one super, not resonance, not gonna do it. It's gonna be the defensive burst here. No, just get the push block side swap or push block switch out.
Yeah, Seth by himself right now. Okay, cross combo is activated, but unfortunately, Yuzu's not going to be able to do much here. And yeah, just has to navigate right there. The 5B is going to connect. Yuzu is going to go down. Mr. Rowanism only has one more character to go through to possibly take this Open Series monthly final. The 4B is going to hit, and that's going to do it. Mr. Rowanism over Jaju Kikuja J, 3-2 in an incredibly close set.
Oh, goodness gracious, Mr. Rowanism. After working so hard the entire month, 4 weeks in a row, taking first place in the weekly events without dropping a game, goes into this monthly finals with a pristine record that gets broken, but he stays in the upper side, and then finishing the month off with the first place win. You can't ask for a better ending to this month if you're Mr. Rowanism. Great stuff to him, with just this track record to prove that he's coming to play in 2021.
Mr. Rowanism's highest placing prior to this was 3rd place. Was never really able to break that moment. And now, the start of the year, just like you mentioned, new year, new champion, new Open Series, and it is Mr. Rowanism breaking that 3rd place inability.
And just busting it wide open. What a win. But great stuff to Jaju Kikuja J, who played out of their minds, going through the ringer, losing first round in upper bracket, bring it all the way back, even beating the person who sent him to the lower bracket, taking that strong second there. So just amazing players, amazing story going into all this, and I'm just happy to see it end on a exciting note.
Yeah, so that is going to be the Open Series for EU side. So again, we have Mr. Rowanism as your grand champion here. After that, we're going to be having Jaju Kikuja J in 2nd place. 3rd place is going to be Cax. And then 4th place is going to be PBL, P-Blade, French Whispers, 234.
The roulette master themselves. Yep. So that is your top 4.
Pulling out crazy characters.
That's the European monthly finals for this month. And it's been one heck of a ride, man. Just all the players came out strong as heck. And you see the schedule up there. We do have more monthly finals for VTag with the NA side later on. February 1st, you have Under Night in Birth coming at you, as well as Soul Calibur 6 on February 3rd. And then you have plenty of follow-up with the February weekly starting for Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate there as well. So join up if you want to compete in all of these weekly events and try to get into the finals. Compete.playstation.com and have a chance to get into these monthly finals, win a piece of that awesome prize pool, as well as get a cool theme for your PlayStation. So you can go to that website or hop on the PlayStation 4 proper. Under these games, you'll find a link to it through your PlayStation and give it a shot.
Yeah, well, with that in mind, it has been a pleasure bringing you guys the EU bracket for today, but that is going to be the end of this bracket. However, that is not the end of the Open Series action today. In a few hours, we're going to be seeing the North American bracket come up. So you guys need to go ahead and stick around, watch those socials, watch the Twitch, the YouTube that you're watching it on currently, because we're going to have North American action. And again, just like EU, this is going to be the first monthly final of the year. So if today's EU bracket is any indication, we may see some new things. I've been the Ebonic Plague. I'm joined here by Raph. Thank you so much for joining us. But again, we do have to get going, take a quick break, come back here for North America, and we will see you guys in just a little bit.
On February 5th, the PS4 tournaments will be celebrating,
well, you. PlayStation is hosting the FGC Arcade.
A massive celebration for the fighting game community that will feature our top pros
and awesome commentators, like me.
Like yours truly.
Like myself.
and we'll be showcasing a wide variety of fighting games. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate,
Soul Calibur 6,
BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle,
Under Night In-Birth EXE Late Claire. There will be some intense matchups.
all the top level play you could possibly imagine,
and more.
So make sure that you tune in on February 5th.
See what fighting game shenanigans unfold.
and of course, plenty more to look forward to.
PlayStation.